Are we safe in Kenya?
Ruto, let me tell you, you don't know who you are joking with.
Who will you vote for?
2027 tunachagua mlevi. Mlevi.
Anguka na.
We are coming for you.
Hello, how are you? Welcome back to ShowNewTrend. I'm your host of today and my name is Elvis Derry. After Rigathi Gachagwa's impeachment, we saw so many people crying, so many people complaining, to the point that some of them went to visit him at Karen Hospital and some of them were crying while talking to the media. And listen to what this Kenyan Gen Z had to say about people complaining after the former deputy president's impeachment. Listen to this.
Impeachment like this, mumelia mumejaza Kenya machozi na vitisho havina msingi. Oh, sisi tumeshaona, we have learned. Hata hiyo kiti usitupe tena, tumekuona. Si nyinyi ndio mlikuwa mnaonea watu 18? Nyinyi ndio mlikuwa mmetuimbia hapa, hatupangwingwi di hatupangwingwi. Si uchawi, ni maombi. Yaani Ruto anacheka na wauliza, ati amfanyi nini? Mnasema hatupangwingwi. Anacheka na uliza, mungelijua vile nimewapanga. Impeachment moja hivi, sijui chest pain, mshalaza hospitali. Mtuulize sisi wenye tumekuwa tukifuata babu. Unajua kabisa seriously sasa hivi unaenda kupiga kura anashinda. Mnakosa kushinda, mnaenda kotini. Mnakosa kushinda, mnaenda street, mnakosa kushinda. Mnangoja another 5 years. Nyinyi moja tu hivi. Moja tu, one betrayal. Mmejaza Kenya na machozi. Sasa hatupumui, ni nyinyi sasa. Wakati mlituambia hapa nyinyi ndio mnajua kurauka. Tokera tene, tokera mwokirire tene kwikatia. Mulirauka kufanya nini?
Before Ruto was appointed as the president of Kenya, did the former president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, warn Kenyans about voting in William Samoei Ruto? Just listen to what Uhuru Kenyatta had to say about this.
Mimi nawaambia chungeni sana. Hakuna kitu hatari kama mdomo tamu ikuje ikuambie vile atafanya na yale anakuambia atafanya wakati alikuwa na uwezo hakufanya. Lakini leo anakuambia mimi nitakuja kufa. Hey. Tunaelewana? Tunaelewana? Na ndipo nasema wenzangu wa Bungoma. Wenzangu wa Bungoma. Msicheze na moto. Si mmecheza na moto na mumeumia? Si mmecheza na moto na mumeumia? Mnataka kurudi kwa moto ama mnataka kuokoka? Mnataka kuokoka? Njia ya kuokoka ni Baba. Nawaambia. Uzee sio ugo. Uzee sio nini?
In Mombasa County, things were boiling. Things were boiling nicely. The residents of Mombasa County came out to call out Raila Odinga after he has disappointed Kenyans for some years. Even to the point that he went on to accept Adani Group to take over the JKA airport in Kenya. Just listen to what this Mombasa resident had to say about Raila Odinga.
Na mlaumu Raila na mlaumu sana. Yeye ndo ameleta hii chochocho hapa. Angeacha ile nyumba ikaungua ikateketea peke yao. Amechukua mawaziri, amewajaza pale. Yeye ndo amechochea. Na kule EU nataka anguke, atatoka. Manake ndo amechochea hii. Watoto wameuliwa wakati wa maandamano. Rex Masai alikuwa wa kwanza. Hawajapata haki yao kabisa. Wameuliwa. Kwa nini wabunge wanajadili mambo mengine ya ujinga, wasijadili mambo kama kina NHIF ya uwanja wa ndege? Waona Hiyo hapo mimi kwangu nimekataa, nimekasirika hivi. Mimi pia naenda hospitali, nasikia homa kweli kweli. Naenda hospitali.
Abductions has been a daily normal activity in Kenya. TL Elder was threatened. He was told that he's going to be abducted and his mother will actually cry in his funeral. But a fearless TL Elder, a fearless Kenyan, he came out and told the president that I don't fear you, we are fearless. Just listen to what TL Elder had to say.
I am very angry today. Ruto sent 5 DCI goons led by a Mr. Odhiambo to my mother's house in our village of Kwenmwanduka, Teri, in Sagala. 5 goons, and they told my mother that if I show my face in Matuga, I am going to be abducted and I am going to be killed. She will build tents on her compound to bury me. Ruto, let me tell you, you don't know who you are joking with. I am Wabili Mwagodi. Am I scared? I am scared. But am I afraid of death threatening me with a good time? You think I want to suffer in your country, in your Kenya? I will see you in Matuga tomorrow, 12 p.m. Ruto must go. Usintisha mimi. Wewe nani? Who are you? Ruto. You are a murderer. You are a thief. Shenzi wewe.
Kirinyagans have done it again. They sent cows to their member of parliament by the name of Mary Maingi, who she voted yes in the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. So the people of Kirinyaga County, they decided to send cows to this MP's farm and to eat the crops and destroy the farm. Just take a look at this.
Oko ni kwa MP wa Moya tutekumugweta ritwo ni mumuwi uri urari wa kuvuti. Yes. Gachagua inuke.
No murakiona. Ni kukou. Kwa Mary Maingi ni kukou. Kou. Andu makirinya ni meriberia. Ni undu wa kuingata Gachagua. Onei. Nombe imugonda kwa Mary Maingi.
The late politician of Kenya, Kalembe Ndile, he's still injecting in his grave. Just listen to what he had to say about the current regime and about the president of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto.
Ni ofisi ya ufisadi. Unakumbuka Makindu Motors walifisadiwa pale, wakakoniwa 300 million pale kwa ofisi ya Ruto. Ule Kemei katika hiyo golden deal ya Ekesa. Pia Kemei akakufia pale. Kwa hivyo watu nataka wareflect waangalie vile Ruto alikuwa na nguvu. In fact, saa nyingine najiulizanga Uhuru wakati anaenda ngambo kama president wa Kenya, ile swali kwanza aulizwi Kenya umewacha ikiwa namna gani? Anaulizwa, Mr. President, how do you handle corruption in your country and your deputy president is the chief priest of corruption? Hiyo ndio kitu anaulizwa. How are you going to do about it? How are you going to go about it? Because your deputy is the main actor in terms of corruption. Kwa sababu Ruto alikuwa amenyakua shamba ya Mukesh, Ruto alikuwa amenyakua Langata Primary School. Hiyo ndio nataka kukumbusha Ruto mahali mambo yake ilianza. Kwa sababu wakati uko na power, angekuwa ni mwizi wa zamani na aache wizi. Vile Songo alikuwa atatuambia yeye aliiba zamani na ameacha wizi. Lakini Ruto bado aliendelea na kutaka kuiba, na kwa maoni yangu vile nasema ni lazima president awe ameulizwa hiyo maswali ya deputy wake. Lazima akienda kila mahali anaulizwa, how are you going to deal with your deputy who is corrupt in Kenya?
The people of Kenya have been seeing a mysterious white truck, a white lorry, being escorted by police officers, and people are asking themselves, like, what are they carrying inside this truck? What is the agenda, or what is the project? Take a look. So tell me in the comments down below what you think is being carried inside this truck. People of Kenya have been comparing the former president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, and the current president of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto. And people are asking themselves, would you rather vote for a drunkard or vote for a born-again Christian? Take a look at what our brother had to say about this.
Guys, mimi nimeokoka. Lakini 2027 mtu yote atakuja na Bwana asifiwe, huyo siwezi kumwamini. Mtu yote atakuja kuniambia mwadhani ya gosho, huyo siwezi amini hata kidogo. 2027 tunachagua mlevi. Hatutachagua mtu wa kanisa tena. Kama watu wa kanisa hata hawezi sameana, afadhali mlevi at least wangekuwa unachapa chupa mbili, mnasahau mambo ingine. Tu wa kanisa bure.
Churches have been a playing field for politicians for so many years. And many of these politicians, they put millions of shillings into those churches. The pastors accept them. The men of God accept those millions. But yet when you look around those counties, those places, those areas, there's no single development. God's projects are in high numbers. Just listen to this.
Siku ile alikuwa anakuja kwa hizo kanisa zenyu, anawatolea mchango. Mbona siku hiyo hamkuwa mnakataa hiyo pesa, mnasema imeibiwa? Saa hii ndio mmejua imeibiwa, saa hii majenzi wameenda kwa barabara ndio mmejua hiyo pesa mlipewa imeibiwa. Si mchukue hiyo pesa mrudishe State House basi. Kama mmekasirika sana na mnaona for sure alikosea juu mnatoa statements kama mmekunja mpaka mmeleta hizi nyama huku mbele ni vile mmekasirika. Si basi mkasirike kabisa, mrudishe hizo pesa State House. Na muite TV tuone mkirudisha. Sincerely speaking, when young people are looking at us, and especially for us, men and women of the cloth, so we are called, the clergy, mnakula na mtu anakuita kwake, mnakula, mnakunywa na mnaomba pamoja, alafu mnasimama huku nje mnatoa statements na ni mtu mlikuwa mnakula na yeye. As in for sure mimi yenyewe ningekuwa prezi pia mimi ningefika mwisho, ningeshangaa mazeni ilikuwa nakula na nani hawa? Ulikuwa nakula na manyoka, si watu. Mtu mnakula na yeye, mnaomba na yeye, mnakunywa na yeye, alafu anarudi na kutolea ma statement. Na sasa hiyo umemdunga maka ya macho. Sincerely speaking, wacheni tuokoke. Kama for sure umesimama na mtu, simama na yeye. A brother loves at all times. Yeah. And a brother is born for the days of adversity. And yes, iron sharpens iron. So you challenge each other behind the scenes. But usikuje kuanika mtu mmekula na yeye, mmekunywa na yeye na mkaomba na yeye mbele za Mungu na mtu aseme nimemuita nyoka. In fact, tuache maneno turudi kwa neno. Na ndasoma leo lugha zote mbili, ya Kizungu na Kiswahili.
How easy is it for the citizens, for the people of Kenya, for the locals, for the mwananchi to recall their member of parliament, their MP or their senator? How easy is it? Senator Kajwang proposes amendment of law to make it easier for the citizens. But will this really work under this corrupt regime? Listen to this.
A president or a deputy, it takes only 45 senators to remove it. And yet we, the members of parliament, we have written laws that make it impossible for us to be removed from office. It is my intention to bring an amendment, and it is not a constitutional amendment. It is a simple statutory amendment to the Elections Act. If today you want to recall your member of parliament, you cannot recall him until he is convicted by a court of law. And after conviction by a court of law, you must get signatures of 30% of voters. And after getting signatures of 30% of voters, there must be a referendum on the recall, which 50% of elected voters must participate. The threshold is higher than amending the constitution. The threshold for recalling a member of parliament or a senator is higher than changing the constitution of Kenya. That threshold is inconsistent with the constitution. It violates Article 99 of the Constitution of Kenya. And if the deputy president is removed from office, and that is an instrument that is available to us, we must reflect. We must also make it possible for citizens to recall their members of parliament without undue bureaucracy and undue obstacles.
So Kenyans, do you think if this law is implemented, will it make a difference in this country? Making it easier to recall your MPs and senators? Do you think it will make a difference? Tell us in the comments down below.
A president or a deputy, it takes only 45 senators to remove him. And yet we, the members of parliament, we have written laws that make it impossible for us to be removed from office.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm here to address you. You must go. Ruto must go.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's show. I'm your host, Elvis Derry. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
We are coming for you.
From launch to water projects in Migori, to Morara Kebaso having haters. How many ghost projects do we have?
This is what I was talking about.
High quality Tanzanian airport.
Kenya is a crime scene, man. Tunadanganywa. We are being lied to.
We are coming for you.
Hello, how are you? My fellow Gen Zs and Kenyans at large. Welcome back to ShowNewTrend, and I'm your host of the day. My name is Elvis Derry. We all know that Kenya is not only the giant of Africa, but also the giant of East Africa. Morara Kebaso Sr. recently went to Tanzania to show us how the airport of Tanzania has advanced, showing us dust here in Kenya. Take a look.
Najua nimekuwa ziara ya kisiri kidogo kutafuta ushahidi. Guys, let me tell you, Kenya is a crime scene, bana. Tunadanganywa, we are being lied to. Tunaambiwa ati economy za nchi jirani ziko chini, economy yetu iko juu. Acha niwaonyeshe bana airport Tanzania. Ona airport. This is how an airport should look like. Ona airport. Ona. Hiyo roof inakaa kulika. Hiyo ni airport. Imejengwa venye inafaa. Alafu tunadanganywa huko watu wanakula billions za wajengi kitu bure kabisa. Ona hadi floor iko na water effect. Cheki, iko na effect ya kama beach. Hiyo ni floor. Cheki pale kwa mira. Angalia TZ bana. Tanzania looks like Europe. Cheki vile wazungu wamejaa huko. All our tourists. Wote wamekaa huko. Cheki. Wote wamehamia huko. Huko inakaa kama Uingereza. Na kila mahali ukienda ni hivyo. Ukienda supermarket ni hivyo. Ukienda everywhere ni hivyo. Wamejaa huko. Wazungu from every single country. Bana hoteli zimejaa, ziko 90% 100% occupancy. Ukikuja after saa 2 hakuna hoteli. Hadi zile mbaya kabisa zimejaa.
If it was not for corruption in this country, we would have gotten something better than that. because we have all the resources, we have all the manpower, and we have all the intelligence that we need. But due to corruption, things are still tough, and other countries have started to show us dusts.
Ona hadi flow iko na water effect. Cheki, iko na effect ya kama beach. Hiyo ni flow. Cheki pale kwa mira. Angalia TZ bana.
Morara Kebaso Senior has inspired so many Kenyans from different counties to stand up and educate Kenyans on the ghost projects that were launched for many years or many months but have never been complete and were abandoned. Let's go all the way to Kisumu City, where this student of Morara decided to inject and show guys about these ghost projects. Listen to this.
The maxim of development is highly enshrined that it is relayed from the national government and it trickles down to the county government. Welcome to Kisumu County, Kadianga sub-location, Kajimbo Rachir sub-location, where we have such a barbaric, pathetic, archaic, weird interconnector. And we claim that we have some of the political elites who are well conversant with the software aspects of issues affecting that person at the grassroots level. Now check. This interconnector cannot accelerate locomotion from one point to the other point.
Not only Kadianga sub-location was affected by ghost projects, but also in Nyamira County, where this student from Morara decided to inject. Take a look.
Watu wa Nyamira mjambo. Leo nimewaleta hapa Sironga. The famba ya dialysis. Rais Ruto alikuja 2023 kufungua maneno ya industrial park hapa. Unaweza soma hapa. The groundbreaking ceremony for the Nyamira County Aggregation and the Industrial Park was officially launched by His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces on Friday 25 August 2023. Leo hii sasa nimewaleta muone what's going on hapa kwa ground. Cameraman unaweza waonyesha kwenda huko. Leo nimewaleta hapa mchione. Waonyesha kwenda huko. Kazi inaendelea. Kazi ya rais inaendelea, tractor siku huku. Naweza kuonyesha hivyo kwenda huko, tractor siku huko. Ng'ombe siku huko zinajenga huko. Sasa mimi kitu naweza ambia Ruto, unajua saa hii sasa tumerefuka. Saa hii sasa tuko kwa ground, tunaangalia nini inaendelea. Hii maneno ya kutudanganya haiwezekani.
Moving on to the next video, we are clearly looking at a government of deceit. Lawyer Ndegwa Njiru decided to inject by saying this and revealing this to Kenyans. Take a look.
Utasema hata sisi tumefika hapa, barabara ya kwenda Dongo Kundu. Inaonekana Zakaya alikuja hapa pia yeye. Akapata barabara imejengwa na His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta. Akakuja akaweka posta yake hapa, flag yake hapa kusema ndiye amejenga barabara. Alafu kwa sababu amejua tunamwangalia sana ameitoa. Sasa hapa hata hakuna industrial park pia walikuwa wameanza. We are just following on Morara Chronicles. Na ametoa, nimesikia ameenda mpaka Haiti kulaunch huko. Mwambie akuje ajenge hii kwanza kabla ajenda Haiti kulaunch. We are looking at a government of deceit, serikali ya uongo. We are fighting unaccountability, transparency and bad governance in this country. Look, deceit, pure deceit. Mbona anakuja anaweka majiwe hapa na kila kitu anaandika. Kenyans, we messed up. There's no point of us having this guy as a president. We complete messed up. We have to reform this country. We have to work and remove William Ruto, Wanatama. And Rigathi is not a solution. Rigathi is not an alternative.
Some lifestyles in this country should be things of the past. But yet, even our Gen Alphas are not spared under this corrupt regime. Let us go all the way to Kagutio Primary School in Busia County, where our children are learning under inhumane conditions, but yet striving for the best in this country. Take a look.
Ini grade 8 ndio class yenu. Na wengine wako wapi?
Absent.
Wengine hawako. So members, nataka tu kuambia kuhusu hii shule. Hii shule inaitwa Kagutio, mumesikia sana kwa mitandao, Kagutio. So mnavyoona hii ndio grade 8. This is grade 8 na hapa ndo wanafunzi wanasomea. Wa grade 8 wanasomea hapa. Hii ndio class yao complete. Hii class nasikia wanafunzi wenyewe ndio walijenga. Walisaidiana na wazazi kukanyaga matope, then wakajenga hii structure. So ndio saizi nawasaidia wanasomea hapa. Hawa ni grade 8. Hii ndio grade 8 sasa. This is grade 8. This one. No grade 8.
This is really sad, man. Like, this is so sad in this country. I have only posted a small portion of this video. Click the link in the description down below to watch the full video.
Mvua ikinyesha sijui watasoma aje. So hivyo ndo maisha iko hapa. Grade 7 wanasomea hapa. Hii ni blackboard yao, mnaona? Hii ni board yao, hata mnaona hata imekatika, imepasuka pasuka. This is what they use.
Let us take a short break. We're gonna be right back.
Okay, my name is JT, the bigger figure from California. I'm also known as Fig Panamera out of Atlanta, Georgia, West Side. Trap Flick started in Atlanta. JT, the bigger figure, started in California. I work with many artists, many producers, many entrepreneurs. Me and Snoop Dogg worked a lot on Trap Flicks in the early years. The rapper The Game, I discovered him. The producer Zaytoven, I discovered him. I taught Master P the independent marketing blueprint that he used at Priority Records. I also did Kevin Gates' first digital distribution. I did Future, Young Thug, Migos, put them in their first movie called The Independent Game. You can find it on YouTube. And man, I got many accomplishments from the past, but my biggest and newest accomplishment is coming to Africa and to rebrand myself over a continent now, where my people come from.
I was the first young nigga out my crew to have 100,000. First time I hit the block, my hood had me going wild. Feel more. Everywhere I go, I had to rep that, put it on.
This man is awesome. Oh my god. Let's welcome Broski Albis Deli.
Water is life, they said. Let us go all the way to Migori County, where this water project was never finished. And I'm just wondering, where do the locals get and fetch their water? Take a look. Even the same police officers who are being used to oppress the people of Kenya, the same police officers are also being oppressed. Take a look at this police station. Like, if you're a police officer watching this video, tell me in the comments down below what you think about this.
Hi, habari watu ya Gilgil. In the morning, I wrote about this police station. This police station, hii ni kazi imefanyiwa hapa na ni kazi ambayo imekuwa substandard. We complained about it in the morning, na saa hii tumekuja kuangalia progress. Tunakuta huyo mkora ambaye alijenga hii asha tuma fundi hapa kwa ground. This is what I was talking about. These are the cracks that we were talking about. Hii police station hata haijakomishoniwa, haijaletwa askari yoyote. these are the things that we were talking about. Ukiangalia huku kwote, these are cracks on the wall. This is a police shed. Wacha niache kuita cow shed. This is a police shed. Ni mahali ya kujikinga mvua ya polisi. Because the quality of work that has been done here, it is very poor.
We can all clearly agree that Kenya is a crime scene. Even you, police officer who is watching this video, I can see it in your eyes that you agree with me. A senior citizen decided to inject after being inspired by Morara Kebaso Senior, and this is what he had to say. Take a look.
Ye de muhujia wa redemption thini wa kihejo no nitumakite ni barabara eno yekiruo kana ile yuhigariri ni Honorable William Samuel Ruto no kiagitumakiti ni atiriri bara eno kuma Kagwe gukinya Kimende ndira kukinya githuko irathika ni marima maria meko andu kuria mareka magera njira ndaihu muno macokage kuria gugwitwo mau road matigite barabara ku ena marima nginya ngari ikigutha iragutha igatuika koguo ri barabara eno turenda tuthondekerwo ni His Excellency Honorable William Samuel Ruto no wekirie nyamu ino agithondeka igituika ati ikorwo ituike barabara ya nginya githuku acha nitukugira barabara ona atumia matigahota guthii ona andu arwaru matigahota gukinya githuku kana gukinya kia koguo Samuel Ruto tuthondekere barabara.
I have not understood a single word he has said in this video, but we can all agree that oppression has no language, and we can all see the oppression, the amount of oppression in this video. So if you understand the language and you know what he has said, just write to us in the comments down below for a better and clear understanding.
Honorable William Samuel Ruto no wekirie nyamu ino agithondeka igituika ati ikorwo ituike barabara ya nginya githuku.
While our children are suffering in Kagutio Primary School in Busia County, take a look at this video of how other children from different countries are being educated. As you can see, our children are striving for the best, but yet they are still studying under inhumane conditions, while other children are being taught meaningful things, advanced technology, and many more. Kenyans, is this the country that we want?
So mnavyoona, hii ndo grade 8. This is grade 8 na hapa ndo wanafunzi wanasomea. This is grade 8. This one, no grade 8.
Since Morara Kebaso Senior started injecting and revealing to us ghost projects in this country, he has gotten haters from all directions. And one of them is Nuru Okanga, and this is what Nuru Okanga had to say.
Morara ametokea tu hii wakati Jenzu alikuwa amepanga maandamano, ikatulia. Maandamano ikatulia. Baba akaingia ndani. Morara katokea. Unajua aje kama hii ni project, Morara ni project ya William Samuel Ruto na yule mbunge wa Kisii anaitwa Osoro. Wanataka wacheze na akili yetu. Wakenya wawache kufocus kwa ile kitu inasumbua, wanafocus na Morara. Sasa kidogo Morara amepost ana mafuta, kidogo amepost sijui ana nini, kidogo na mimi nikipost wanasema ati tunaomba. Umoja akiposti ameshindwa kulipa nyumba, ati Umoja anaomba. Nuru Okanga akipost ana chakula kwa nyumba, ati Okanga anaomba. Kwani Morara ombi?
So to Nuru Okanga will live for you Jacaranda grounds in peace. And not only him, but also, do you guys remember this fool?
Ati anaitwa Marara ama ni Morara ama sijui nini. My friend, we were waiting for you here. Hapa Embu hatutaki hiyo ujinga. Tunaona kazi yako ni kuchangisha pesa ukitumia mbinu ambazo sisi tunaona hiyo ni fraud.
Let me tell you guys, this fool received his greetings in Embu County after he told Morara Kebaso Senior not to go to Embu County and continue doing his work. But not only him, there are more fools. This fool also decided to talk ill of Morara Kataso Senior, and take a look at this.
Nataka kuongea na mtu mmoja ati anaitwa Morara Kibasu. Morara Kibasu, my friend, leo nimekuja na gari yangu, sijasanyiwa pesa. Nimekuja na speaker yangu, sijasanyiwa pesa. Wewe mnaiba wa Kenya, ati unanganya watu, unafanya oversight. Oversight, my friend, enda ufanye kwako. Oversight, enda ufanye kwako. Wakati wa Uhuru Kenyatta ulikuwa wapi? Mbona kufanya hiyo oversight yako? Tunataka kuambia, tunataka niwajulisha wa Kenya ya kwamba kitu yenye unafanya ni wizi, unalipwa, unanyang'anya wa Kenya, na Jimmy Wanjigi anakupatia pesa, Uhuru Kenyatta anakupatia pesa, unadanganya wa Kenya. My friend, hii Kenya ni kidogo, kwa sababu hata mahali niko saa hii ni miradi ya serikali ama si miradi ya serikali. Hii ni ya serikali ama si ya serikali?
We will continue revealing to you guys all these fools who are taking our country backwards and trying to bring politics, but yet for us, we just want a better country, good governance and change, and a better living for our people. Thank you so much. God bless you and God bless Kenya.
Guys, this is Kafo, and the packaging of this Mumia's sugar was done in 2021. Is it even logical? Is this really Mumia's sugar? We need to reject this nonsense.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's show. I'm your host, Elvis Derry. See you in the next one. Bye bye.
They're coming for you.
Oh, he didn't say that. Don't give Elvis Derry. From abductions caught on camera to patriots occupying the streets. Have we lost the young generation?
Power to the people.
Gachagua threatened government.
And if this unit is not dismantled, we'll be giving the name of the building and the full names.
They're coming for you.
Hello, how are you? Welcome back to ShowNewTrend. I'm yourself today, and my name is Elvis Derry. The year 2024 has been a different year, has been a year that has never been seen before in Kenyan history. And recently, abductions has been taking place. And the President of Kenya, President William Ruto, came out and announced that there's no abductions that is taking place under his government. And he went on and said that nobody has been abducted. Listen to this.
Yale yamesemekana mambo ya abduction tutakomesha, ndio vijana wa Kenya waweze kuishi kwa amani na vile vile wawe na nidhamu na wawe wangwana, tuweze kujenga Kenya tukiwa pamoja. Tumekubaliana?
So my question is this: will all those people who are still missing, who have been abducted, be released? Take a look at this rare video of a Kenyan, a comrade, and a young man who is being abducted at night in South B. Take a look.
kwa boot.
Guys.
Wewe ando anachukua watu wa mtu anapotea.
This is crazy and totally wrong. Like so many Kenyans own Subaru and Probox, but they're using this type of cars to conduct their illegal abductions in Kenya. And right now, so many Subaru owners are worried because the image has already been tarnished.
Hey guys, kindly, may I have a Subaru? Na hizi Subaru saizi imechoma picha. Mpaka na sasa hivi nasikia kama anaweza uza Subaru yangu. Sababu unaweza kuta mtu anaweza kukumistake, afikirie wewe ndio Subaru ndio unabeba watu. We my friends. We mimi people should know that not all Subarus are Subaru. Sababu wao madisi wamefanya mpaka Subaru was a very nice car. Mpaka mtu kutembea na Subaru unaingisha fear. Wala mtu anasema ndio hiyo. Hawa Subaru boys. So I think kindly babe, unasemaje tuuze hii Subaru yetu ama tuiweke parking tununue gari nyingine? Kwanza Subaru sababu we love the car so much. Wenda kama umefungua dirisha. Unajua paka kwanza tuseme kuna mtu anaweza tu kukodea useme ndio watu ya Subaru ndio, kabla ufikirie papa na shida yote imeletwa na hao watu kwa abduct watu.
The former deputy president of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua, he came out and said that if the abduction unit is not disbanded, he will come out and he will reveal the location and also the persons who are in charge in these abductions that has been going on and taking place every day in Kenya. Listen to what Deputy Rigathi Gachagua had to say.
And if this unit is not dismantled, we'll be giving the name of the building and the full names of that officer and his cousin in this administration. And these people are not answerable to the Inspector General of Police. Your guess is as good as mine as to who is the commander of that unit. Let me emphasize that killing our children will not quell the anger of the Kenyan people. People are very angry with this administration. Abducting young people is not a solution. You must address the cause of the disquiet, of the discontent. Why are people aggrieved with this administration? That must be dealt with. Abducting these children and killing them is not a solution. And I must remind my friend and brother, Dr. William Ruto, that since independence, no government has ever gone for children. This is the first administration in the history of this country to target children for repression and persecution. Even the colonial administration, brutal as it was, it never went for the children. And the question the president must address is simple. Why has everybody turned against you and the administration in only 2 years?
After Rigathi Gachagua's statement, Kenyans did not waste time, neither they did not hesitate to reveal the persons who is in charge or involved in the abductions. Take a look.
Fear Kenyans. I repeat, fear Kenyans. Revolution is real. Now, just a few hours after Rigiji has given us hint of who the abductors might be, akatupatia location, akatuambia ni city center, akatupatia floor, akatuambia ni 21st floor, na akatupatia the first name of the person who is leading the abductions, Mr. Abel. Now, Kenyans hawajalala. They have gone ahead, identified some few government buildings, because these people might not be operating from private buildings. Kenyans wakasapo KICC na wakasampo Nyayo. Sasa bado tunaendelea kufanya uchunguzi, but uchunguzi mahali imefika kuna mahali imeonekana the person is called Mr. Abel Kimboi, a former GSU officer and a cousin to Farouk Kibet.
We have noticed that some politicians are trying to sell fear to the Gen Z parents so that the parents can tell their children, the Gen Zs, to stop talking about the government or being involved in anything to do with the government. But Grace Wasuka, an actress, she came out and said that she will not be cowed in fighting for good governance in this country. Just listen to what she had to say.
So my mother has just called me and she's like, Washuka, I'm hearing that you're posting political posts. People are being abducted. Take them down. Take them down. And then I hear my aunt in the background. We want you alive. I'm not taking nothing down. I'm not taking nothing down. My followers on Instagram are 50% Kenyan. I was with Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen recently at the US Embassy event. I have his number. I can call him. I'm sure he even knows where I am right now. I'm turning the other cheek, which in historical biblical times was if somebody, when the Romans slapped you with your left hand, when you turned the other cheek, you were actually lowering his status because you were saying, okay, continue. When they gave you a punishment of carrying their things for 1 mile, you went 2 miles because you're like, it's fine. Let's keep going. Me, I'm okay. So, God is my witness. God is my witness. God is my protection. I know that sounds crazy to some, but he is my protection. It is not a Merry Christmas for Billy Mwangi. It is not a Merry Christmas for Rex Masai's family. It is not a Merry Christmas for Peter Muteti's. It is not a Merry Christmas for Naomi's family. It's not. Naomi's mom right now is freaking out. So we're just supposed to abandon this woman. We're supposed to abandon Naomi because we're scared. Q1 2024, let us kindly read our constitutions. Let us find out what are our rights. Like for real. Let us begin to rally behind whoever we want to stay. This is democracy.
The Inspector General of Police, Douglas Kanja, he came out and said that the government is not involved in the abductions, and he actually distanced himself from the abductors. After this, Honorable Babu Owino came out and gave his honest opinion. Listen to this.
Thank you very much, fellow Kenyans. I want to take this opportunity to talk about the recent abductions. Abductions which are leaving families in pain, in agony. It is so sad for someone to get out of nowhere to abduct a child of a fellow Kenyan. These abductions have already been condemned by different leaders, and the Inspector General of Police has come out clearly saying that the police officers are not the ones who are abducting Kenyans. I want to tell you, Kenyans, that it is a high time to stop these abductions, and you know what to do. Do not request the president not to abduct people. You have the solution. Now that we have been told that it is the criminal gangs who are abducting Kenyans, we need to deal with these criminal gangs. You know what to do. Anything humanly possible, anything around you, any material around you should be used to protect a fellow Kenyan. We will not allow abductions as Kenyans. If you stopped President Ruto from signing the finance bill into an act, then you can stop a few group of people, 2 or 3, from abducting fellow Kenyans. Let us deal with these people decisively. Kenyans, let us ensure that no Kenyan suffers anymore.
So since these abductors have been categorized as criminals, as goons, Kenyans, how do you deal with such people in those Subarus and Probox? Listen to this man from all the way from Kisumu City, what he had to say.
Guys, let me give you pointers on this abduction, on how to solve this abduction problem. Reason why I'm a Luo. In Kisumu, for example, tuseme kuna mse alikuwa abductiwa, right? The first thing utaona mawe itatoka from nowhere. Au mtu ameitupa. Na hiyo mawe imelengwa kwa windscreen na hiyo gari yenye imekuja kwa abduct mse. Then driver atashtuka na atachomoa gari haraka. Ataacha wale wase wana abduct mse hapo nje. That is when public inabaki na hawa wase kama ni 4 ama 3. Kwani kazi ya mawe ni nini? Si mtumie tu akili. Karau ashatuambia vizuri that they are not involved in this abduction. Kumaanisha tuko na criminals kwa hii society yetu and we need to deal with them. Since Karau amesema they don't have the capability of dealing with these people. It is you and I as a brother and as a sister to protect the society. So mukitaka kuendia abduction, that is the only way. Wakifika hivyo, mawe itoke from nowhere, chapa windscreen, achia mob imebaki, hawa sasa wamebaki hapa chini.
As we all know, Kenyans are fearless and they will always speak their mind no matter what. One Kenyan man came out and said that the president of Kenya, President William Ruto, is brainless. Just listen to what he Bro.
Ruto. Kama kuna mtu mwenye ana akili kwa hii dunia ni wewe Ruto. Na wewe ni mjinga namba 1, president ambaye hajielewi. Na mimi nataka nikuambie hivi. Mimi ndio Papa TV na sikuogopi. Wacha venye unatishia vijana pale Jakaranda, unaenda unawatoa mbio mara wanaeka kwa Subaru. Mimi utakuwa umenisaidia sijai bebo kwa Subaru. Na raundi hii mtanikujia na ndege. Ruto nasema wewe ni matako. Na sikuogopi yani ati president. Nyinyi mlionga Chebukati, hiyo kita iko yako. Chebukati sasa hizi anaumia kwa sababu ya ongo ile ambayo mlimpea. Sasa hizi ameruka kichwa. Raila ndiye alikuwa akuwe president, lakini ulifanya ujinga wako ukapeana ongo, Chebukati akatangaza uongo. Ushaondoka Gachagua, amebaki wewe. Mkapitisha katiba sijui mara sijui wanaume wa kulana kwa matako. Wewe Ruto, si ni wewe ndio ulipitisha? Kumaanisha nyinyi na Gachagua mlikuwa mnakulana nyuma. Ulikuwa umeoa Gachagua. Na sasa hizi Gachagua ameamua kusema ukweli. Zile siri zenye mlikuwa mnafanya zote. Na kuna watu walikuwa wanakufa kwa are. Nyinyi si hata mjui. Na si hatujui. Mnajua kile ambacho kinaendelea. Ruto wewe ni mjinga. Nataka nikuambie hivi, nitafuteni munifinye magende. Simulimaliza kunifinya. Kuna kitu kingine mnataka? Ndio maana yake sifichi sura. Nyinyi kujeni mahali ambapo mnataka munipate. Na niko Tasia. Si hata najificha. Kama kuna mtu narudia kusema wewe ni mjinga president ambaye hajielewa una akili.
Later on, after his videos trended on social media,
wacheni kuniangaisha. Saizi hata kwenda kwa duka peke yake siwezi. Naomba tu mnisamee. Please. Ruto, ambia hao madisiye waachane na mimi. Wananipeleka mbio. Mimi sitaki. Na nyinyi madisiye acha niwaambie. Najua ni kazi mmepewa. Munitafute. Si ati mlikuwa mmekosa kazi ya kufanya. Mimi vitu zenye nilikuwa naongea mimi by the way mimi naomba msamaha. Wacheni kunitishia maisha mkinipigia simu mkiniuliza penye niko, mkiniuliza wengine wanajifanya wanataka kutoa content na mimi. Please. Nataka niwaambie hivi. Mimi mnanihangaisha. Naomba msamaha. Nilitusiana na sitawahi rudia tena. Please. Nimeenda nyumbani nikidhania ni kuzuri, kumbe huko ndo kubaya kabisa. Mimi mambo ya kutusiana tena nimeachana nayo. Mimi nadhania kuongea mtu anaweza ongea tu. Please, sitawahi tusiana tena.
Apart from our brother being clouded in fear, Kimani Ichung'wah also came out and threatened the Kenyans and the Gen Zs who are criticizing the current government, who are criticizing the president of Kenya, William Ruto.
Nirudi nisirudi. Nirudi tena. Na mtu akicheza na baba nifieke. Mtu akicheza na Rais Ruto nifieke.
So, comrades, if you had a chance to meet the president of Kenya and talk to him, or even if you had a chance to send him a message, what will you tell him? Listen to what this lovely young Gen Z had to say.
I have a message for our president, Dr. William Ruto. So I've heard today you want our parents to discipline us. I feel like you are feeling that we are disrespectful. We might be, yes. But have you ever sat down and asked, why are we disrespectful? It's because we also don't respect us. And respect is and it's not demanded. How are we supposed to respect you when you're abducting us? How are we supposed to respect you when you're killing us? How are we supposed to respect you when you lie and lie and lie and lie shamelessly and mercilessly? How are we supposed to respect you when you promise without fulfill? How are we supposed to respect you when you wake up one day calling us stupid? How are we supposed to respect you when you wake up one day calling us peppers? You called us treasoners for rejecting the finance bill. Here is the thing. Before you tell our parents how we are supposed to be respectful or how they are supposed to discipline us, have you disciplined your children yourself? Your son is a notorious criminal who does not even obeys traffic rules. Have you seen how his nganyas are driven in this city, Nairobi? Have you seen? I hear that your daughter is a lesbian. Are you the parent who is telling our parents how they should parent us? How about you start with the big log in your eye before the small specks in our parents' eye? Listen, manzi. It's either udu chenye tunataka ama tu usonge roho safi because we are tired.
What I know is this. Kenyans and Gen Zs are fighting for good governance and a better future for this country. So why would you incite parents to punish their own children for exercising their constitutional rights? And since the Inspector General of Police, Douglas Kanja, came out and said that the police are not involved in abductions, neither the government is involved in abductions, so much has just been revealed. Listen to this.
Kenyans, in this war against abductions, you don't even know what you have discovered. We have IG of police who comes and say that he truly doesn't know who is abducting Kenyans. Then we have the former Deputy President Gachagua who comes and say that the IG and police don't know who are abducting Kenyans because Ruto created another unit of police led by a guy called Abel. They reside somewhere in a building with 21st floor that are abducting Kenyans. That the IG has no idea and the police have no idea. Then Ruto confirms our fears by saying we are going to stop the abduction. Who are we? The unit that is led by Abel. The reason I'm telling you don't know what you have discovered is this. Kenyans have been correcting taxes. The taxes have been increased. Ruto has borrowed more than any other president. You cannot see even a project. Is there a possibility that there is another treasury that Kenyans don't know? Outside the government that we know, Ruto has created another treasury of correcting money outside the Kenya government we know. Is there a possibility that all these ministers who have been failing in their job, including very competent one, is there a possibility that Ruto created another line of ministries that are doing the job, including the ghost workers and the ghost schools we have been seeing? Is there a possibility that Ruto is running two kind of government?
So Kenyans, do you think that Kenya, this country, has been turned into a mafia state? If we criticize the politicians, it doesn't mean that we hate them. What we want from them is good and better governance and a better work from them. One member of parliament by the name of Samuel Arama, he came out and told his goons that if you see anybody who is criticizing the MPs or the government, you should deal with them. Just listen to this rubbish.
Nyinyi vijana, mtu anaenda kuongea harama, msikia mtu ameongea harama kwa social media, tafuta yeye mumlete station. Bwana yes, you must give me justice. Kwa sababu watu wananitusi. Sasa hivi vijana wakikamata huyu mtu wamleta hapa, si pia tutatafutia yeye kwa sababu sasa nyinyi mmekataa kunisaidia. OCS ya wakamati watu. Mbona wakamati hao na raia unaona sasa wanaanza kusema wakamati. Lakini tusaidiane. Kwa sababu mimi siwezi kukubali pia. Unajua watu wengi wananiona wanaona mimi ni mtu. Mimi si mtu hivyo vile mnaona. Msinifikirie ati mimi ni mtu kama President William Ruto. Mnakumbuka alikuja hapa mkamwambia waachana na Arama. Hata president ananiambia kila siku anasema ile watu yako ya 140 na Kabutembo soko mjinga anawajua. Wewe ni nani ukuje kuniambia hapa ati unataka kusimama kura? Ati sasa wewe umekuja ni jembe mpya, jembe ya kwenda kulima wapi? Ena mkataze hiyo watu. Hiyo watu sasa mtaenda mjauane vijana kama 200. Nyinyi ndio mnaweka amani hapa. Amani tu. Watu wakikuja kunitusi, msipige yeye, mnashika yeye, mnampeleka OCS. Mnasema mtu alikuwa anatusi mheshimiwa wetu, si ndio? Kwa hivyo leo ni onyo kwa ile watu wanapita hapa. Mimi ndio member of parliament until 2027. Kama wanataka kutoka hapo, wakuja wanitoe.
After all these abduction scandals in Kenya, it was time to occupy the country, occupy the streets and protest against abductions in Kenya. #end abductions in Kenya. And let me tell you, Kenyans, activists and the Gen Zs, they injected and they demonstrated mercilessly and fearlessly. Take a look at some of these scenes that took place during the End Abductions in Kenya protests.
Hey. Take it. Unaona? Sasa kwa nini utandike mtu? Wanaandika tena.
Freedom of expression is our right. Walituambia wataweka pesa kwa mfuko, iko kwa mfuko kweli. Lazima tuongee. Asubuhi, saa 6 jioni, kama wewe unasikia kasongo hakufurahishi.
Very, very stupid profession.
So tuko hapa na comrades. Tumezimiwa light. First of all, the cell is very fucking dark. Na OCS ametoroka. Alienda, alisema narudi within an hour, hajarudi. Na amezima simu bro. Na yuko kwake nyumbani. Wanatujaribu imani. They are really trying our patience. Lakini ndio tuko na comrades hapa. Uzuri wametuachia simu. Light wamezima ona. Ana. Power to the people. Yeah. This is what it takes to fight for change. And we are ready. Wale wa inawaweza, this is not your time. Tuko tu sawa. Okay? Tuko tu sawa. Thank you. Vijana musilale. Bado mapambano. Bado mapambano. Usilale. Iende kukomboa nchi. Sasa toa roho yake. Iende kukomboa nchi. Sasa natoa roho yangu. Iende kukomboa nchi. Sasa natoa roho yangu. Iende kukomboa nchi.
Shame on you. Osama Otero mwenye unaambia watu maandamano ni tarehe 6. Maandamano ni tarehe 30. Shame on you. Shame on you. Imani Chungwa, who you are telling people that we should be arrested. Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Rigathi Gachagua mwenye unatuambia you know these places but you're not telling us. Shame on you.
Shame on you.
And we want to tell you, these people you're wearing capes, these abductors you're wearing leather jackets, mnavaa kama tunawatambua. Kwa hivyo tunaambia wananchi, ukiona mtu yoyote ambaye ameshikwa, ukiona mtu yoyote ambaye anavutwa na magari si inaitwaje, si Subaru peke yake, tunaona pia Probox mnazitumia. So we know you're going to change the way you're going to abduct people, and we are very, very disappointed with you, Mr. President. You cannot come out yesterday and tell us now tunaenda kuachilia wale watu, and then the statement ya polisi, you're telling us that you don't know what is happening.
Tuko na organization ni kama wanyonge, yani afadhali ukutana na mwizi kuliko askari. Ukikutana na askari uko na uoga kuliko mwizi. Mwizi utampatia pesa yake atakuacha. Askari anataka kushika na kusingizia vitu vingine. Vitu ambavyo unafanyangi. Wewe utapigia mama yako mzazi aje simu kwambie umeshikwa na robbery with violence. Kitu ambacho hujafanya.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's show. I'm your host, Elvis Derry. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
They're coming for you.
From Billy Mwangi's father seeking justice,
Seriously, who took my son and raised my son?
to unseen CCTV footage. Will abduction stop?
Zakayo, kama umetahiriwa, kujo ni abduct. Zakayo, kama umetahiriwa.
Larry Madowo takes action.
Peter Muteti was abducted while he was at this store on Saturday morning.
They're coming for you.
Hello, how are you? Welcome back to ShowNewTrend. I'm also today, and my name is Elvis Derry. As Kenyans are being traumatized by daily abductions and kidnappings, a well-renowned journalist and a patriot by the name of Larry Madowo, he came back to Kenya after cancelling his vacation to come and report on the mysterious kidnappings and abductions that is taking place. Take a look at this.
Peter Muteti was abducted while he was at this store on Saturday morning. He was buying milk and eggs. And a lot of people have been to question the staff there, except the police. The police have not asked them anything if they claim they don't have them. He was bundled into a car that was parked over here. But here's the interesting thing. The building has 5 different CCTV cameras facing here. There they are. Those are the cameras on every floor of this building. There's a CCTV camera, and the family has not been able to get access to them so far.
Currently, so many Kenyans are still missing, and people are asking themselves, where have they been taken to and how are they surviving? A social media influencer by the name of Peter Muteti, who was abducted just outside his apartment in Udhiru. Just take a look at this CCTV footage. Later on, the relatives of Peter Muteti were interviewed by Citizen TV, and this is what his family had to say.
It is outside this apartment in Uthiru, Nairobi, where 22-year-old Peter Muteti, a social media influencer with a considerable following on X, was abducted by 4 armed men on Saturday at around 9 a.m. According to family members, 2 armed men jumped out of a moving vehicle, registration number KCF 035M, and bundled him in. 2 other people, including a man in a police uniform, were inside the car which sped off. His mobile phone was switched off and he became inaccessible.
Jana aliendea breakfast around 9 and hakurudi, so I went downstairs to check on him. Nikaambiwa na some witnesses amekuwa abducted.
Wambui says Muteti was living in fear after receiving threatening messages from unknown persons on the X platform. The threats followed a post he made on Thursday afternoon with a picture of the head of state that some would find in bad taste. She says he was concerned about the threats and he deleted the post.
And that's not all Kenyans. In Ngong Town, a digital content creator by the name of Bernard Kavuli, he was forcibly bundled into a probox by unidentified men. Kibet's sister, Mercy Cherotich, she gave out her statement on Citizen TV after his brother was abducted. And this is what she said after having a phone call. Just listen to this.
Familia nyingine kaunti ya Nandi imejitokeza na kudai haki baada ya ndugu wawili kutoweka kwa njia tata. Gideon Kibet, almaarufu kama Kibet Bull mtandaoni, ambaye hutumia vibonzo kwenye mtandao wa X kushtumu serikali, alitoweka Jumanne.
Wakakommunicate akasema ashapanda gari anarudi Kikuyu na hakufika. Since then akajaribu by 9 p.m. yesterday anajaribu kumpigia, tunajaribu pia hadi saa hii tunajaribu kupiga masimu offline, hapatikani, no communication, hatupati any communication.
Cherotich anasema kabla ya Kibet kutoweka, nduguye Roni Kiplangat, ambaye si mtumizi wa mitandao ya kijamii, alitoweka kwa njia tata Jumamosi iliyopita eneo la Kikuyu na hadi sasa hajulikani aliko.
We think it's related because I think Kibet hakuwa anakuja Nairobi sana. Alikuwa anasema he save on the other side because alikuwa anaona because anapost some things online yenye criticizing government inaweza mfanya maybe akuwa arrested or abducted.
Familia inasema simu za wawili hao zilizimwa na hadi kufikia sasa hawajui waliko.
A group of bodaboda riders, they decided to inject and they conducted a civilian arrest and they occupied one of the cars that was being used to abduct Kenyans. Take a look.
Leo tumeshika moja yenye na abducting watu, ndio hiyo wase. Leo tumeshika. By the way, tunazaiweka tu moto. Tunazaiweka moto na tuacha aende. Tumeshika moja zenye na abduct watu hapa, hii hapa. Round hii serikali ya huyu jamaa tunaimaliza. Wamezoea. Mumetuzoea. Lakini wamemalizana na huyo jamaa.
Some sources claim that this picture that you see here, this was taken at Peponi Road. And they claim that the abductees might be in this NIS safe house. And mind you, don't forget that this safe house, this NIS safe house, is close to Red Hill Road, where Bob Njagi was found after he was abducted and went missing for several days. Due to all these abductions, currently Kenya is getting the international spotlight after Larry Madowo cancelled his vacation to come and speak out and document about the current happenings in Kenya. Just listen to what Dr. Mumbi Seraki had to say.
So the police coming out and saying they're not the ones behind the abductions and Kenyans should stop spoiling their name. You know why they did that? Because of Larry and how much international attention the abductions are getting. Yo, everyone is watching what's happening in Kenya, including the ICC, but these guys don't seem to get it. 7 days ago, Nabi tells parents to tell their children or to teach their children how to talk. Now within 7 days, we've had 7 abductions. Then now the police have come out and said that they're not the ones behind it. It's so dangerous what I'm seeing, man, on these TikTok and X streets. Guys now are arming themselves because they're saying, yo, what's going to happen? Like, who are these people? So, either these are our guys, ama this rumor of guys being brought in from Burundi, Uganda, Sijui, where to be part of a squad.
This December has not been very great to so many families out there. Many people are still grieving and many people are still looking for their loved ones. Billy Mwangi's father was in court and he broke down and pleaded with the court to help him find his son. Like, this is just so heartbreaking. Take a look.
Pickup, which was behind that Dakar. Yes. When they came to where my son was, the field Dakar was ahead. The field Dakar immediately left, but 4 guys, very strong guys, from the double cabin car, popped out of the car when mishandled my son and threw him inside. Yes. And he asked them, who are you? Where are you taking me? Wakasema utajulia pele. Yes. Simu ikazimika wakaenda naye. Mpaka saa hii yaona, I have no idea where my son is. I read these orders that he would be produced in court today. I was coming for him, and I've come from Embu. My wife has collapsed. She has collapsed so many times. I did not come with the hand because I cannot be able to handle it. So when I look around the courtyard, I cannot see my son. I thought he is here. Seriously, who took my son and where is my son?
It seems like not all politicians are in the same basket. Some politicians have come out and spoke against the illegal and unconstitutional abductions that has been taking place in Kenya. Like a member of parliament by the name of Gitonga Mukunji, he came out and demanded the immediate release of Billy Mwangi, a social media influencer who was abducted in Embu County. Listen to what he had to say.
Nataka kusema ni huzuni sana ya kwamba watu wanapotea, hawapatikani, na serikali inajifanya inasaidia lakini haisaidii. Na Embu katika constituency yangu kijana ambaye anaitwa Billy Mwangi amepotea sasa kwa siku 3, na serikali inasema inafanya uchunguzi na bado haijapeana hata jibu ya kusema hii maneno imefanyika hivi. Kwanza kabisa, I want to condemn jinsi ya kutumia what we call extrajudicial ways ya kufanya maneno ya sheria ikae kama haitumiki vizuri. Na I want to say that we expect the organs of law to produce Bill unharmed and alive. If in a way he is produced when he is harmed or he is not alive, we are going to stop everything in Embu. We are going to call demonstrations. We are going to close all government offices because we cannot accept the order of the day of losing our young people.
Unity brings a country together and brings a people together. And let me tell you, If the people are united, nothing can stop them, and they can bring a huge change in a country. And since right now people are being abducted, if you abduct one person, then the whole country will erupt. The whole country will go into chaos, because even the abductions itself, it is now going regional.
Bado tuko kwa abductions. Umenotice kitu difference na hii abductions ya this time around. One major difference is this. Kenyans have taken the abductions local. In short, Embu demonstrated because of Billy. Tuko salama, tuko sawa mpaka hapo. Then they have been followed by the Rakanithi. They are also demonstrating. And recently now, the MP or the senator or whoever it is from a politician from Kitui has also demanded the release of Bernard. And their hometown has also demonstrated. They have threatened to close the roads. This is what this government and the abductors did not foresee. They thought by abducting a young person like Bernard, like Muteti, and like Billy, it is only the parents who are going to be crying for their children. They didn't know that this thing is going local and it is going now regional.
Despite all these abductions that have been taking place in Kenya, people are still fearless and Kenyans are still injecting every day. And just listen to Longton Brothers ordeal in captivity. And let me tell you, their story is very heartbreaking.
Au ni nani anawasupport kifinancial kufanya maandamano? Nikawaambia mimi kuogopa Mungu, hakuna mtu yote amenipea pesa wala kunisupport kwa hii nchi kwenda kufanya haki ya mimi kama mzalendo wa Kenya. Nimeenda kama mwananchi kusaidiana na wale wananchi kulilia uchumi na hali ya maisha irudi chini. So mimi nikashift, nikapelekwa kwa ile room. Wakati nilipelekwa kwa ile room, mimi nadhani ilikuwa wananitoa ili ndugu yangu asione chenye nilikuwa nafanyiwa. Nadhani ndio ilikuwa lengo lao kunitoa pale. Na kila siku ule jamaa alikuwa akifungua mlango akiniletea chakula, lazima nipigwe. Hiyo number 1. Number 2, ataniuliza hiyo maswali ananiuliza kila siku, pesa ya maandamano na nani ni bosi wenyu. Nitaulizwa ndio nipewe chakula na maji. Na maji ni chupa ndogo hii, hata ifiki nusu lita. Macho kibuyu ya 5 lita ndio imekatwa, so ile kibuyu ndio naitumia kama choo, haja kubwa na haja ndogo. Baada kama siku 5 ndio unapeleka ikiwa imejaa kwa choo, uoshe na uisafishe na urudi ufungiwe. So mimi 32 days kimimi nilikuwa najua maisha yangu imeenda. Sioni kama nilikuwa na hope. Juu ile tocha nilikuwa napitia, nilikuwa najiona ni kama nafanywa kama mnyama, si kama mwananchi.
Those abductors out there, they don't know that the more they abduct the people, the more the people become more stronger and more fearless. And even our sister here had a message, a very special message to the President of Kenya. Listen to what she had to say.
Zakayo the abductor. Zakayo the abductor. Until you are saying you have decided you'll stop the abduction. Come and abduct me. No go in, no. Ushude. Zakayo abductor. Where is Zakayo abductor? Na kuambia tunakutoa kwa kiti next year. Una adabu wewe Zakayo, shadow. Kuja kama Zakayo, kama umetahiriwa, kuja ni abduct. Zakayo. Kama umetahiriwa. Kuja ni abduct. Bloody funda wewe.
After the Inspector General of Police, Douglas Kanja, came out and said that the police and the government are not involved in the abductions, Kenyans have become more vocal about this issue. And one man came out and gave out a resolution on how to deal with the abductors. Listen to this.
Umesema sio mapolisi. Sasa si tunataka kufanya hivi. Raia, Ukisikia mtu amekuwa abducted, we piga binja, piga simu, tu block njia. Tukisha block hiyo njia, hiyo Subaru apite tuone. Si tunajua hiyo pistol ikibeba risasi mingi ni 5. Na 5 huo jamaa hizi piga yote. Atapiga 2 juu. Hizo 3 zitabaki za protection. Aji protect kama mbaya. Tukuje wengi. Hao jamaa wauliwe, Subaru ichomwe. Ndio tujue ni akina nani. Kanja akipiga kilele, maskari wake wameuliwa. Tujue ni hao ni maskari.
Apart from those abductors, those criminals, those goons who are abducting Kenyans for exercising their constitutional rights, what about the politicians in Kenya? How do we deal with them? Listen to this.
This time maandamano atupeleki State House, sijui bunge. Tunaenda kwa nyumba zao. Hawa jamaa wapelekangi pesa kwa bank. Wanapelekanga pesa kwa nyumba. Unaweza pata jamaa ako na 1 billion ama 2 billion kwa nyumba, kwa makaton tu. Bas, tutaanza kuwatokelezea. Siku tunaamua maandamano, tunakuja kwenu. Tuone hiyo mnatukasirisha tu zaidi.
After Kenyans have been pushed to the wall, it was now time to take action. And let me tell you, the people of Kenya, the Gen Zs, the activists, they went to the streets and they took over and they injected properly. Here are some of the scenes that took place during the Monday end abductions protest in Kenya.
Weka katika wimbi la uteketaji nyara kote nchini, wanaharakati hao wamezipa mamlaka husika makataa ya saa 48 wakionya kwamba kushindwa kuchukua hatua kutalazimisha maandamano.
We join all patriotic Kenyans in calling for nationwide protests on Monday, the 30th of December 2024 to demand for justice and accountability.
Monday, we are going to call for the mother of all protest. It's not only in Nairobi. We are going to call for the protest in all 47 counties.
Wanaharakati hao wanaripoti kuwa katika rekodi zao watu 93 wametoweka tangu Juni, huku mwathiriwa wa hivi punde akiwa Kelvin Mudhomi mwenye umri wa miaka 23 ambaye inadaiwa alitekwa nyara eneo la Githurai, Nairobi hapo jana.
Tunacheki Monday ni Monday. Tafadhali kila msee, sijui utakuwa wapi, manze tokea streets. We have a country to fight for. We have a republic to restore.
Ndio tumefika tao, cops are there, but it's not really something we cannot deal with. But itakuwa mbaya sana ninyi kwa wale wasema na protest tu online. It's very stupid. Hakuna any difference na nyinyi ati wasema na kwa abducted na nyinyi tu mko online mnapiga stories and what. Can you come out here? This is it.
Wewe ulisema kwamba tusiende maandamano, sisi tumelipwa. Kwa hivyo hizo pesa zimefikia pia na umekuja sasa kuchukua tu mileage. Umekuja tu mileage. Anifa.
He has said yes. Go live and tell people that they don't come to the street.
Yes,
today.
Yes.
Show me the evidence. And told people that wasije tumelipwa.
Now let me tell you guys something. For sure.
It's either you're with us or you're not with us.
Let me tell you something. We have one enemy and that enemy is me.
And the people
I have never had
you
a live on TikTok or where? Just TikTok, you know. I've never had a live for the last 3 months.
Okay, but
wait, the whole day. Let's sort one issue. No. One issue at a time. You said, I said.
No.
Nilisema kwamba mmelipwa. You don't. I have never been live for 3 months.
No, let's focus on
so when did this live happen?
We are here to sort out issues of
Mkia Mtata.
You will not create chaos here.
Nani alikupea habari?
You will not create chaos here. We are here.
From today we agree on one thing. We need to stay united as a movement. And side shows, lies, misconceptions, Those things will not accept.
I
am the senior most
lawyer here.
We have to stand together.
We are
as a
here
movement
to follow up on the release and the status of Mokia Omtata. The rest of the matters will be handled by the individuals concerned at their most appropriate.
Perfect.
Uzuri hapa tunasaidia ni nini? Somali.
Amagezo
Pingu.
Pandai dia dia.
saya tak kuat diam.
Lakini kwa polisi tutaonyesha kesi hizi
Hata wameniachani bila zipu.
Na mimi belt yangu.
No! Sisi kulingana na kazi yetu, ikiwa amefanya makosa tunafanya tunaitwa arrest, na tukitumia njia ambayo inakubalika, analetwa hapa, hata utampata pale. Lakini sasa hiyo kwa wengine sijui kama kunayo, kwa sababu sina uwezo wa kujua kama kwa wengine. Mimi wa polisi, mimi nataka kuwaomba kwa unyenyekevu, mtu ana mtoto, hakuna mtu ambaye tunataka mtu ana nini ambaye ana kijana ambaye anaweza misbehave. Leo tunaongea hivi, familia ya mmoja tunaona mwana wetu msimasi kiwa haijui mtoto yake, inaweza kuwa hata mtoto nini huyo kijana kama kwa sababu hayo walishia. Na unajua Wakenya wameanza kuwa watu ambao wanaangalia, wanashangaa. Serikali yetu inataka tupeleke niue. Kuna sasa mimi nataka kusema hivi, kwa sababu tumeongea hii ilikuwa ripoti ya kujua mnafanya nini. Umeniambia mnaendelea na investigation. Ni sawa. So, okay. Pita kidogo.
Kanyanga hapo mheshimiwa. Boss.
Sasa mimi nimeongea na maafisa saba. Wameniambia ya kwamba wanaendelea na uchunguzi. Mimi nasema hivi, tumewaongeza 24 hours.
Tuingia ndani. Mheshimiwa, waambie wao wasipige kwa klabu kuchukua pesa.
Pressure is mounting on Kenya's President William Ruto to end a surge in abductions and enforce disappearances. According to local reports, at least 8 new abductions were reported in the last 4 days. Human rights organizations have documented over 70 cases since June 2024. The Law Society of Kenya, LSK, has threatened legal action, expressing concern over the rising trend during the festive season. Kenya's police have denied involvement in the abductions, which have targeted government critics and protesters. International bodies, including Western embassies, have condemned the arbitrary arrests and disappearances, calling on President William Ruto's administration to ensure the rule of law prevails.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's show. I'm your host, Elvis Derry. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
They're coming for you.
Because
From activists not giving up to Kenyans fighting back.
Ati wakiona watu wana abduct mtu, wana deal na wao hapo hapo.
Is it time for the Gen Z?
The Gen Zs you are killing and forcefully abducting, they have one advantage over you.
Listen to this.
William Samoei Ruto is a murderer.
We are coming for you.
Hello, how are you? Welcome back to ShowNewTrend. I'm also today, and my name is Elvis Derry. Since the Gen Z protest started in Kenya, so many lives have been lost. So many of them are still missing till date, and so many of them have been injured beyond recovery, and even some of them are still being abducted till today. And do you think that one day, the tables will turn in this country? Listen to this.
The people you are killing, the Gen Zs you are killing and forcefully abducting, they have one advantage over you. They have the advantage of time and age. They will outlive you. So it means, at the time when you exit office, Gen Zs will be the ones occupying those offices. They will deal with you. And as I've said, they have advantage of time and age. They can comfortably see you through the court and the prisons until you die. While them, they are still young and agile, serving the Republic. So be very careful. Okay. But it's not for me to advise anybody. Everybody defines their destiny. If that is your fate, that date is coming.
So you're saying the buck stops with the president, but he's been heavily silent on this?
The buck stops with him, because ultimately he's the commander-in-chief. And all these things are being done to the benefit of who? Who is the ultimate beneficiary? It's him. He must take his skunk and serve with it. Cannot cherry pick.
In preparation of Monday protests, Buka Ngesa Omole, he went all the way to Siaya to inject. And this is what he had to say about the current president of Kenya, William Ruto.
Let us not pretend completely. On the national politics, we cannot pretend. William Samoei Ruto is a murderer. William Samoei Ruto is a thief. And William Samoei Ruto has killed every day, even today in the TV. Yesterday, William Samoei Ruto was with Raila Amolo Odinga in Homa Bay. And William Samoei Ruto admitted for having abducted young innocent Kenyans to go and torture them. We refuse that. Even Jaramogi Oginga Odinga here, if he was alive, he would have spoken against state-sponsored terrorism. So let us not be shy. Raila has joined a murderer, a thief, and somebody who actually belongs to jail. No. In game here we say the truth. Whether Raila has joined hands with a thief or a murderer, we will call out William Samoei Ruto. William Samoei Ruto must go home.
Due to the ongoing abductions that is being run by criminal gangs in Kenya, after the Inspector General of Police, Douglas Kanja, said that the police are not involved in any abductions in Kenya, do you think that it's high time that the people of Kenya arm themselves, even go for training to use ammunition? Listen to this.
This is Courage Diver back here. Now, it is not going to be business as usual. For any action, there will be a reaction. This government has come out saying that they are not liable for the abductions that are going on in this country. We don't want to tarnish your word, your name. You've been doing a good job protecting us as Kenyans and protecting Haiti. I want to tell you, Kenyans, this country now is being run by gangs and criminals. And we should not allow our brothers and sisters to be actually abducted by criminals and take them away incommunicado, we don't know, and then kill them and all those rubbish. Please, let's be our brother's keeper. Whenever you see someone who is trying or attempting to arrest someone forcibly, Kenyans, let's deal with these people. If you have a sufuria just next to you, mawe, kila kitu, tunawapiga kwa sababu ni magaidi. Naturally, I think now it's about time that Kenyans arm themselves. Because if now the police are not able to protect us, we should also be able to protect ourselves. Watu wapewe bunduki, mimi nimejitolea kuwafunza kutumia hizo bunduki. I've volunteered myself. I'll have a free training to train people to use their weapons.
Africa has really suffered in the hands of corrupt politicians, corrupt government officials for so many years. So many African puppets in our countries. What do you think should happen, or what action should you take against these African puppets? Listen to what Patrick Rules said.
So Kasongo of Kenya, also known as Zakayo, President William Ruto, the supposed head of state of Kenya, Nairobi, is out here allowing his people, his loyalists are going the extra mile. They're doing the criminal thing of abducting people now. Because the Kenyans are out here crying. The Kenyans are out here complaining. They are saying, Patrick Rules, please speak about the abductions in Kenya. We're being abducted. You said upwards of how many now?
Upwards of 80 since the financial bill protests.
Since the financial bill protests, about 80 people have been abducted in Kenya.
Yeah.
What are we going to do about this puppet? What are we going to do? Because these African puppets are actually playing with fire. These puppets are playing with fire. You understand what I'm saying? They are. Because if we really get mad out here, we're not going to give a crap about any freaking law system there. If the people really get mad, if the Gen Zs get mad like they did before, you remember when they stormed that freaking state house and they started causing some chaos there, and then he came out here quickly and withdrew the financial bill quick. He got real scared real fast. Yeah. Understand?
Yes.
But now they're still abducting people there. They're still doing it. He doesn't learn this one. They don't learn.
He's a hard-headed Ruto, really.
This Ruto must just go. This Zakayo Kasongo must go. Kasongo, we don't want you anymore. And let's tell you something else. It's not just the Kenyans who don't want you, Kasongo. Even the Congolese, the Nigerians, everybody, the Ethiopians, every African person here doesn't want Kasongo. You puppets of Africa, you must put it in your upstairs now.
It seems like the Gen Zs and millennials have shaken the government to its core, have shaken the government to its knees. President William Ruto, he came out lecturing parents, telling them that the government cannot raise your children. Let's listen to this lecture.
The government of Kenya cannot preach to our children. They cannot teach our children the word of God. They cannot teach our children what is good for them. Let me also say, the government of Kenya cannot parent your children. Every parent must do their job. Every parent must look after their children. So we must stop the blame game. The church wants to blame the government. Parents want to blame the government for things that they are supposed to do. I want to ask every parent, please look after your children, teach your children, mentor your children, have time for your children as a parent. The government cannot be a parent to your children.
So do you agree with what the president has said? But don't forget that those children, those same children are also the taxpayers in this country. And of course, they have all the right to express their views and opinions and also challenge the government, which is also supported in the Kenyan constitution.
The government of Kenya cannot parent your children. Every parent must do their job.
After the president went on to lecture parents on how they should be raising their children, one millennial decided to inject and said to clap back, and this is what he said.
Guys, niliwaambia huyu jamaa mimi amenichokesha. Sijui kama mmechikia video huyo jamaa amechukuliwa South B. Mabuda. Wazazi, nyima pasi, imam. Maze, mnafikiri hii kitu inaenda kuisha saa hii? Huu jamaa nimemwambia Kasongo ametuamulia. Na tusipomwamulia, my friends, we will suffer till the end. Na nimewaambia hakuna matumaini ati huyu jamaa atabadilika. Huyu jamaa alituambia hapangwingwi, and he meant it. Huyu jamaa ni jamaa atambui. Unless it worked, kata turamba. Mabuda, ni wakati tuamue na tutenge siku. Hata kama ni wiki, huyu jamaa asonge akisonganga. Otherwise sisi hatuna future hapa hivi na hatuna matumaini. Kasongo anafaa ende. Na anafaa ende. Otherwise tukimpea dakika zingine 2-3 hivi, huyu jamaa atakuwa kama Museveni. Huyu jamaa atatufinya na atacollaborate. Na uliona hata akisema sijui atamaliza abduction, alikuwa na nani? Alikuwa na Raila. This guy his audacity is of another level. Anadanganya waziwazi. Empty promises.
So Kenyans, are we being governed or led by a failed and collapsed state? Like, I don't want to talk much about this, but I will let Tony Gachoka explain to us more further. Listen to what he had to say.
The national outcry surrounding the rise of abductions in Kenya mirror a collapse of the state because of criminal activity and lawlessness. This nation is currently facing a crisis that has been precipitated by the ganging up of the political class, President William Ruto, Prime Minister Raila Odinga, Uhuru Kenyatta, all of them coming together to form political alliances and groupings that are completely destroying this country in order to defeat any democratic expression, to destroy the multi-party state, and to destroy the will or the rights of citizens as enshrined under the Bill of Rights. From criminal activity in corruption and dirty deals, the collapse of the health service, the collapse of the university models, what the bishops of the churches have called a country led by a president of lies, is making Kenya ungovernable, a country that is now being taken over by police and criminal gangs. Gangs that even if have any criminal intention, the public don't trust the state. So any word coming from the state or the police is not believable. We must call Kenya a failed state, a country that is falling by destroying and disregarding its constitutional order, that no institution in this country seems to be free of the greed of the politicians. We do not have the IBC. We do not have the police force. Even the army in Kenya is deployed as though this was a military state. The young children of this nation are murdered with no recourse and no justice. This is the worst regime that we've had since the history of Kenya, a regime that will always be described in history as a failed state that is soon becoming a criminal, if not a police state. My name is Tony Gachoka, and I'm telling William Ruto, I'm telling Uhuru Kenyatta, and I'm telling Raila Odinga, you may gang up together in the short term, but as Martin Luther King Jr. said, the moral arc of history may be long, but it always bends towards justice.
What happened to the right and freedom of speech? The freedom to express yourself in any way you want. What happened to that freedom? Like these days, if you just express yourself or give out your views or criticize the government or criticize any politician in the government, you get abducted, you get arrested, and you get threatened. Just listen to what Big Bad Ogre had to say about this kind of situation.
Ati apparently ukipost hizi picha unakuwa abducted, unapotezwa, gava inapita na wewe, Subaru boys hata si watumii Subaru, wanatumia Probox. Probox boys wanakugadha, wanakutafuta, wanakushika na wanakupeleka mahali wanakupeleka. Christmas utakula na familia yako bro. Yako inaisha hivyo bana. Na mimi tunataka kujua what's so wrong with these pictures? Ni nini mbaya na hizi picha? Mtu anielezee, na mbona watu wakipost hizi picture wanakuwa abducted? Help me understand. All in all, let's stop abductions. Ni kama ni nyinyi mna abduct watu. Apparently si makarao na abduct watu. Sawa to stay safe. Na pengine unaona ki abduction ina kufanyika nuko within the midst. So jaribu tu kusimamisha, jaribu hata kupiga nduru, jaribu hata kwenda uvute mse, jaribu kusaidia. Usikae hapo hivyo alafu next thing ndio umeshinda na tu hashtag. Nika kila mtu anataka tukuanzisha hashtag yake. Simama kwa vita. Sasa tuone video kijaribu kupigania mtu, kijaribu kuprotect mtu. Tuachane hizo za hashtag mingi bro. Let's take action.
During former president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta's time, he was also being criticized by Kenyans. People are injecting every day, but he took it like a shot of tequila. Not unlike our current president, William Samoei Ruto, also known as Kasongo, Nambale Nangai. And at that time of Uhuru Kenyatta's time, they wanted to pass a law in court which prohibits Kenyans to speak their minds, but that was unconstitutional. Just listen to how the former president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, narrates this story.
You know, I found it very interesting. I saw you were very angry today, especially with one group in our society called bloggers. You know, and I remember there was a time, you know, we wanted to pass a law to stop these people from insulting all of us left, right, and center. But then, you know, it was taken to court, and the court decided it was unconstitutional. So just like the rest of us, get used to it, because you'll have to just get used to it. There's not much else we can do. We just move on.
Unlike our former president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, our current president of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto, very, very insecure. Like if you post anything online or just speak your mind, and which is also approved by the Constitution of Kenya, like you have a right of speech. But in this case, in the situation of Kenya today, like if you post anything, you get abducted. So how do we deal with these abductors? Listen to this.
Right now, with the high rate of youth abduction that is happening, ukiona kwa area yenyu kuna gari inakaa kiberiti, ukiona kuna gari inakaa ni kama haikai, hii gari haikuangi hapa. Ukiona watu 4 wamevaa puff jacket, wamevaa makofia, wanatafuta mtu. Ukiona wameshika mtu, piga nduru. Piga nduru, because I tell you this, the president is so scared that the youth hold power and the youth are going to do anything to take him out. So that's why he is abducting people and young men. So please, ukiona mtu anashikwa, like piga nduru.
The Kenyan youths are tired. The Kenyan people are tired under this current regime. So what should be the resolution? Like despite all the abductions that is happening, people are still coming out and speaking up. Like this young man. Let's listen to what he had to say.
History ya Kasongo mnaisikiaje? Kasongo na serikali yake imeamua ni kutunyamazisha na kutuabduct. Wengine wetu hatunanga uoga. Maisha imetuchapa hadi tumelose hope na maisha. So mimi hata wakinikujia, watakuwa wamenifanya favor ni aje? Waniondoe kwa hii mashida ya Kenya. Joe, Kasongo unafaa ujue, wewe umetuchokesha. Umefanya hata wengine wetu dreams ziko almost kuisha. Yaani mzee hata amechoka kuota juu hakuna future manze. As long as uko kwa hiyo kiti hakuna future hii Kenya. So mimi naweza sema hivi Memorial. Mabda, this time manze, situamue tu kusongesha huyu jamaa once and for all manze. Tujipe tu kazawadi kazuri yani hii mwaka ikiisha. Tukwe tuna ka resolution tu kamoja kakuondoa huyu jamaa. Huu ni fala kasia matako takataka. Yani mimi naonanga Kasongo siku hizi. Makiu mimi nilimvoti yanga. Guy, nakula ujeuri yangu. Niliua dream yangu kumbe kitambo.
So do you think that currently the government of Kenya can instill fear on the Gen Zs, on the young people of Kenya? I don't think so. even despite the president going around lecturing parents on how they should be raising their kids, how they should be raising their Gen Zs and the millennials, but people are still injecting. Just listen to what the villager 254 had to say about this.
Yesterday, President Ichung'wa, Junet Mohammed, everyone was lecturing the parents that parents should take care of their children. One thing is coming out very clearly, and this is what is coming out. Ruto and the entire government of Kenya Kwanza, they want the parents to instill fear in their young men and women because they have been unable to tame the Gen Zs. They are throwing the burden to the parents, and the only way to scare the parents so that parents in a way scares their children is to abduct some of them. This is not working. Dear Mr. President, I'm a father of grown-up children. And I can tell you for a fact, there is nothing that my 24-year-old will listen from me. There is nothing. I'll tell him. It's she. I'll tell her and listen to me. I can't sell fear to a Gen Z. One of the most difficult things to do is to sell fear to a Gen Z. They do not accept it. They don't know what is that. They don't, they ignore you completely. They don't actually even take you serious when you start to scare them. You cannot scare them. The Gen Zs cannot be scared. Unfortunately, the Gen Zs cannot be scared. And these are the facts, Mr. President. You can't scare a Gen Z. Now, what can you do? If you cannot scare a Gen Z, what can you do? Simple. Give the Gen Z what they are asking for. They are asking for good governance. They are asking that the government stops corruption. They are asking for good hospitals where they can go and find medicine. They are asking for a good Kenya where everyone has an opportunity to succeed.
In that case, would you like me to give you one good reason why you should be not messing with the young people of Kenya, why you should not be messing with the Gen Z? Take a look at this.
So, in the afternoon, we were asking, Abel ni nani? And everybody was asking, uyu Abel amesemekana yeye ndio anaorganize hizi abductions ni nani? 2 hours later, people have already pieced the dots together. Washaanza kumlink na mtu fulani. If you don't know the news, just go to Twitter, my friend. What washajua Abel nani? And I got me thinking, Abel Mutua must have been somewhere thinking like, hey, makosa ni yangu. But seriously, don't mess with Gen Z. Literally just one hint, washajua Abel ni nani.
It seems like those abductors are not really getting the message. Since the Inspector General of Police, Douglas Kanja, said that they are not involved in any abductions in Kenya, those abductors currently are seen as criminals, as goons. And let me tell you, people are very creative on how they should be dealt with. Just listen to this.
Kutoka leo, nimeona wananchi wamesema ati wakiona watu wana abduct mtu, wana deal na wao hapo hapo. Hakuna maneno ya kungoja kesho. Si polisi wamesema sio wao, na wamesema hawajui ni nani anafanya hiyo maneno. Pia wao wanatafuta nani anafanya hiyo abductions. Kumaanisha the people who are doing it are criminals, kidnappers, killers and terrorists who should be dealt with utmost ruthlessness by the public there and then. Hakuna maneno ya kungoja kesho. Nimeona watu wamesema ati if the police cannot protect us, then we must protect ourselves. Hii maneno ya kuchukua video alafu tunasema free who. Watu wamekataa. Wamekataa. Unasema free who, polisi wanasema sio wao wako na yeye. Sasa it is not going to be business as usual. It is going to be business unusual.
So in that case, are you ready for the End Abduction Monday protests? If yes, then take a look at some of these videos which took place on Monday, where people went to protest against the illegal and unconstitutional abductions that has been taking place in Kenya.
Dear Kenyans, on Monday we are finishing what we started. On Monday is the day with our destiny. Monday.
Ona sasa imerudishwa kwa gari. Mpaka hapo wasikuwekee hapa. Anakufa hapo. Wewe ni TikToker tu. Wewe ni TikToker tu.
Hiyo ifanyi mkubwa. Hiyo ifanyi.
Nani yako hapa?
Sisi.
Sisi. Sasa nyinyi mko under arrest. Umefunga umezima? Zima gani? Zima. Nani yako hapa? Sasa nyinyi mbona mnatembea saa hizi na mnajua kazi ni mbaya? Sasa you are under arrest.
Nyinyi watu gani? Si nyinyi ni nani? Shuka. Kuja kapata mtu akakupigwa. Mara moja.
Nataka kuona vile watafanya. Watu wa media wameona hii.
This is brave. Wow. Hata askari wameshindwa wamfanyie nini? Ona wameshindwa wamfanyie nini?
Mbona
There's nothing wrong he's doing. He just has a black flag. He's protesting peacefully. Unaona hata askari wameshindwa. All cameras are on them. Wanataka kuona ni nini wanataka kumfanyia.
Record, thank you baby girl. Record for them. Hata kama ni live.
Hawaja watakuja hapa.
Twende. Umadha ameshutiwa mguu bana. Hapo hakuna tear gas bwana. Hapo hakuna tear gas. Hapo hakuna tear gas kabisa. Hapo hakuna tear gas.
We are asking for peace, nothing else but peace. You are our sons, you are our brothers. We also have uncles here, and we pray that we have peace. We are here to say, and these abductions, we say the police brutality. We are our families. Let our children be peaceful. You are also our children. You are our brothers. We also have uncles in the police force. Please, we beg. I am on my knees begging you to end this brutality. I am begging. Nawaomba, nawasi polisi wetu, hata nyinyi ni watoto wetu.
Lale vijana usilale, bado mapambano, bado mapambano, vijana usilale.
Kukomboa nchi, sasa natoa roho yangu, iende kukomboa nchi,
sasa natoa roho yangu iende kukomboa nchi.
Mkatae hata msikatae, najua RIP means Ruto is president next year but 1, hiyo next year but 2, bado atakuwa president. So RIP means Ruto is president next year but 1 up to 2027. Mpende msipende, mnichukie msinichukie, bado Ruto will be RIP, which Ruto will be president. Unanielewa? Ruto is president whether you like it or not. Mpenda mjinyonge.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's show. I'm your host, Elvis Derry. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
We are coming for you.
From Kenyan churches under threat.
Waafisa wa polisi wanakuja kuangalia watu wakihubiri.
To Gen Z say no to Kindiki.
Supervise vijana wakiabductiwa, wengine wakiuriwa.
Is the deputy president post irrelevant?
Now with the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, the post of deputy president has been watered down.
10-year-old Clinton with a golden voice.
Walikuwa nenda kutetea haki yao, lakini wako wapiga ukatuma na mapolisi wapiga marisasi.
Anguka na. We are coming for you.
Hello, how are you? Welcome back to ShowNewTrend. I'm your host of today and my name is Elvis Derry. In Kiambu County, in Kenya, preachers and church goers are being harassed. Like even in church, there's no peace. Preachers and church goers are being asked like, what did you talk about? What did you preach about? Even to the point that even police officers are going to monitor churches and what they're talking about, even preaching. Just listen to some of the preachers from Kiambu County had to say about this.
Hata wanakuja wanaketi kule nyuma watu ambao tuwajui na tukawaambia waweze kusema majina yao hawasemi. Baadaye wanatoka nje na kuanza kuuliza washirika hao watu ambao walikuwa wamekuja huku mlikuwa mmewaita kwa nini?
Yaani tunasema kama sasa chief anapatikana akichukua nafasi kutaka kujua kanisa ilisomwa nini. Hawa wabunge pia wanataka, kama wewe ni mbunge wa area ile watu wamekuja, unapiga simu unataka kujua pastor fulani alikuwa anazungumza nini, kwa nini watu fulani walikuja kwa kanisa hii. Sasa inaonyesha ni kanisa ni kama mlango wa kanisa umefungwa na serikali, wao ndio wataamuru watu watakaye kuja kanisani.
Tunapokuona waafisa wa polisi wanakuja kuangalia watu wakihubiri wala kile tunahubiri kivile kiko, tunaona hiyo ni jambo ya kufinyiria watumishi. Kwa sababu kama sisi watumishi tunafunza na tunahubiri na neno kulingana na ile neno Mungu aliweka ndani ya mtumishi. Hatuwekagi kuhubiri kenye kimeandikwa mahali.
Tumesema tunajuta sababu tunajiuliza ni kwa nini hatukufikiria ati baada ya kufanya vile tulifanya kutakuwa na mambo ya kutufuata nyuma kuona kama tulitenda dhambi. Sisi tulijua tunamweka pale rais wetu sababu pia yeye ni mtumishi wa Mungu na ni mmoja wa kanisa.
Currently in Kenya, all generations are awake. Generation zote. Everybody is speaking up against the corrupt government. Everybody is speaking up against the corrupt regime. Take a look at this video of a 10-year-old Kenyan Gen Alpha called Clinton who raised his voice and spoke up. Just listen to this.
Nataka kusema we Ruto mwenye uko State House, ulifanya Wakenya sana vibaya, ukawapiga marisasi huko bunge. Walikuwa nenda kutetea haki yao, lakini uko wapiga ukatuma na mapolisi wapiga marisasi. Ruto utaanguka pamoja na Kindiki. Leo umeenda ukasherehekea mpaka nikakuona mnasherehekea huko Kwale. Kwambia utashukishwa kwa hiyo kiti. Right on time.
At the state that murdered him. Anytime the state comes out to kill another young people, we will raise Rex Masai's flag higher. This Jacaranda ground sits just next to Kayole here. Kayole is the crime scene where the state, every time the states want to kill a young man, they come here in Kayole.
And speaking of all generations, take a look at this video of elders from the South Rift who are questioning the current government, the current regime about their leadership. And many of them are speaking in pain. Just listen to this.
Kenyita inone kikose kele kachut lagok keberber akobo kobirgot kaptirio kobir menjo komi torusie kani amasibi kebirte sibaron kerore chin kele bai me muren nikono nikaste akotomo tikur boisiek ile nekeba lagochu akoker kotab tumin akot kandoichoni kakiche kilian mami nekiwo tumen bichu ngone makiyatita.
So Kenyans, let us just be honest. In the coming elections in 2027, do you prefer voting for somebody who talks about God all the time, somebody who praises the Lord all the time, or do you prefer voting for a drunkard? Take a look at what this Gen Z had to say about it.
Njoo ni kuonyesha Kenya Mureu alifanya. Mureu aliweka rami mpaka kwenye akufai kuwa. Hebu niambie ni hapa unaona gari gani hapa? Mureu aliweka hii yote. Wabiriani. Na si hii peke yake. Mpaka akachimba mpaka nini zinaitwa drainage. Huyo ni Mureu, mwenye mlikuwa mnaita Mureu. Acha sasa mnasema Gachagua. Hata mumtoe. Huyo mchungaji huyo hakuna mahali atawapeleka. Huyo mchungaji wenyu hakuna mahali atawapeleka. Kabla muone barabara kama hii Eldoret yenye itumiki.
So the question is, will you choose a drunkard or a church goer? Tell us in the comments down below and also tell us why.
Huyo mchungaji wenyu hakuna mahali atakapeleka. Kabla muone barabara kama hii Eldoret yenye itumiki.
Did you know that in Kenya we have the highest number of young people? That is the Gen Zs and the millennials. And did you know that if they decide to vote today, they can remove all the corrupt politicians, they can remove everybody in the government and put new leaders, new faces, new names. Just listen to this.
Now, with the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, the post of deputy president has been watered down, has been diluted, has become useless and irrelevant politically. There is no group of voters who intend to vote as a bloc who should negotiate for the post of deputy president. Gen Zs are 18.3 million, millennials are 12.1 million. So if they decide to vote as a bloc, they can easily have their own presidential candidate. But they should not negotiate for a deputy president post, because if we have a deputy president who is Gen Z, There will be a deputy president for 2 hours, and then they will be impeached, and they will put whoever they want. Mount Kenya should also not negotiate, ever in their lives negotiate for the post of deputy president. Kenya was better off when Mount Kenya was in the opposition for 24 years, and we had Kibaki and Matiba as the opposition at whichever times they were. And a lot was achieved at that time within those 24 years as opposition, getting multipartyism, a new constitution, all those things happened during those 24 years when we had an effective opposition. As opposed to having a deputy president position that is redundant, that is not bringing us anything. An effective and strong opposition is better than the post of a deputy president any day, any day.
So it is high time for the young people of Kenya to have their leaders. Why not? We can have a young president, young deputy president, young MPs, young senators, MCAs, you name it.
Gen Zs are 18.3 million, millennials are 12.1 million. So if they decide to vote as a bloc, they can easily have their own presidential candidate.
In Eldoret town, things were boiling nicely. Take a look at this video of these comrades who decided to inject, and they injected without fear of contradiction. Just listen to this.
Thank you. I'm clarifying something. It was a comment, so it's like 1 minute, okay? Thank you. Number one, you see these comrades are very angry, and they told you very early in the morning. So these people, they need facilitation and refreshments such that they get energy to inject and reject what they don't deserve. The second thing is leadership. You see student leadership in UDA, they are taking puppets and then they brand them the leadership of comrades from all campuses only to users. We will not allow that one. Then on the other thing, you've had several comrades who are here are from Moi University. And Moi University, we have not learned for now like 2 months. And these people, I want them to use the same speed they use in impeaching the deputy president Rigathi Gachagua to solve the issues of Moi University. We will not allow that one. We will not allow that one. Then on the last thing, the new funding model, Mr. Professor. You say you are in the presidential advisory team. The president on the new funding model, can you tell these comrades that a student studying education who is going to earn 35 to 40,000 is going to have a whooping loan of up to $500,000, earning 30,000 and a loan of $500,000? Are you going to pay the fees? Are you even going to survive? Are you going to build a home for your family? Are you going to change your life? Bwana, it is time to reject this thing. We are not
Amazing, amazing. As you can see, this guy decided to inject. And let me tell you guys, like, it doesn't matter which politicians or political party you support. If you see wrong, don't fear to inject. When you see wrong, say it is wrong. It's as simple as that.
You see student leadership in UDA, they are taking puppets and then they brand them the leadership of comrades from all campuses only to users. We will not allow that one.
As you all know, President William Ruto has endorsed and wants Kithure Kindiki to become the next deputy president after impeaching Rigathi Gachagua. But the Gen Zs, millennials, and all Kenyans, Generation Zote, Gen Zote, people are not agreeing with the president. Nobody wants Kithure Kindiki to become the next deputy president. Just listen to what this Gen Z had to say about this.
Tumeumia tena zaidi kwa sababu wameappoint Kithure Kindiki ambaye ni alikuwa CS of Interior Security, supervise vijana wakiabductiwa, wengine wakiuriwa, na the president hana guts za kumappoint kama the next deputy president of Kenya. Hatujafurahia, though we respect his decision kama kiongozi wa nchi. Sisi kama vijana wa Nakuru hatujafurahia na vijana wa nchi. In fact, the president sasa amedhihirisha kwamba he is the one-term president.
As you all know, Kithure Kindiki was in charge when Gen Zs and millennials and Kenyans were being abducted and being killed. So why should he become the deputy president?
Kithure Kindiki ambaye ni alikuwa CS of Interior Security, supervise vijana wakiabductiwa, wengine wakiuriwa, na the president hana guts za kumappoint kama the next deputy president of Kenya.
I am shook. So I've just learned people developed an app overnight. Imagine. App here. Do you know to do what? To give updates. Kwenye makarao wako, kwenye tiaga ziko, kwenye watu nalipuliwa zaidi. Kama walkie-talkie. Like unaingia hapo unalongi, unaongea na wase, unawaambia the safe areas, the safe place kwenye mtapitia. Kama saizi the app has said tusipitie kwa lami. Ndio lami. Tunapitia huku ndani. This is inside the Naivas 58. The unity is crazy. Like the creativity pia. Mulifikiria kutengeneza app and it's working open. Wow. This is so nice. This is so nice. This is the revolution, guys. A revolution aided by technology. I'm so happy to be a Gen Z.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's show. I'm your host, Elvis Derry. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
We are coming for you.
From Justin Muturi abduction scandal,
I would just say bring it on,
to Gen Z body recovered. Is he serious?
Kenyans are such an indisciplined lot.
Family fights for father's release.
Mimi siendi. Kitu nasema sirudi Nairobi kama sijapata haki yangu. Kama nitakaa 1 wiki kwa hii gari na wala siendi.
We are coming for you.
Hello, how are you? Welcome back to ShowNewTrend. I'm also today and my name is Elvis Derry. Abductions is still happening in Kenya. It's still taking place in Kenya without shame. Without shame, even from the international audience. And Wajakoya, he has come out and said that anytime you see someone being abducted, Kenyans, take matters into your own hands. That isn't what he had to say.
Shikeni hawa watu. Either wapeleke polisi, wakiwa na bunduki, apply force. Restrain them. Washikwe, wapelekwe, na kama anataka kuleta nuks, wachapwe. That's the only way out, because tuko na serikali ambayo inatakana kulinda watu. Hapa watu wanasema ati enda waandike statement kwa polisi, kama umeona vile wameambia Muturi hapa ati kama alikuwa na hiyo maneno aandike statement kwa polisi. Unaenda kuandika statement, hawa wameshika mtoto wako, hataki kujitambulisha, unaenda kama kuwachezea muziki ile kuchezea mbuzi gitaa. Unajua mbuzi ni burukenge. Come on, if it's me, deal with the situation the way it comes as a soldier. Because mahali tumefika, mbona hatujakuwa hapa siku zingine? Wakati wa Moi tulikuwa na hiyo, dunia ikasaidia because of the Cold War. Saa hizi tuko na Rais Ruto, watu wananyongwa, watoto watu wanapigwa, wanashikwa, wanatekwa nyara. Serikali ni yake, sio ya mtu mwingine.
I'm still wondering, like many other people out there, who are still wondering, where are the missing abductees? Where are those men and women who have been abducted? Those Gen Zs who have been abducted, who are still missing till date. Where are they and how are they surviving? Bernard Kavuli, who was abducted, later on released, he came out and said that he saw approximately 32 people being held in a single room.
For those who do not understand Kikamba, what Kavuli Bernard was saying in the interview that he had during his homecoming party at home in Ukambani was, he was taken to the first place, he stayed for 5 days, he was only given water twice. Very dark room. He was beaten twice a day, clothless, naked. Then they were taken to another place inside the forest. And there, he says he saw Muteti, and there were many young people. He estimates that there could have been 32 of them who are held there captives in the middle of a forest. And they also.
A man by the name of Mr. Hilary Gichuki, who was allegedly wrongfully arrested and remanded at Kirale prisons for a whole year, Kenyans, for a whole year without being presented to court. His family, the Mziza family, they went on to campaign for their father's release. And I'm just wondering, is it possible under the Kenyan laws to arrest somebody and imprison them for a whole year without trial, without being presented to court? Is this not illegal? Is this not holding somebody hostage? Just take a look.
Pesa 1400 ikawa nikazunguzwa hivyo tena ni Oshioro akiwa huku. Then unaweza wekea mtu pesa aje? Na mtoa jina. Unasikia venye anasema? Huyo ndio nataka Ajeri. Inatoa Kevin. Tunaitumia saa hii. Inatoa Kevin. Huyo Ajeri mimi ndio nataka. Ndio nikukilipa pesa kama ni kweli. Tujue Ajeri na Hilary walikuwa na uhusiano gani?
Na mbona huyu mama hakuendea Angeline mwenye alimwekea pesa?
Anasema hakuenda. Ndio hapo ndio nafikia. Na hapo ndio nilitisiwa na polisi. Nilikuja anikafanyiwa hivi na polisi mwenye alimleta alinifanyia hivi.
Lazima ifike.
Hata niulize statement yangu. Sina haki. Hapana. Hiyo imenichokeza. Ama
mwaka mzima,
mwaka mpaka hapa.
Mmoja tu.
Niende nikajikalise.
Mmoja tu angoje au ujue na probation ndio apewe nini?
Mimi siedi. Kitu nasema sirudi Nairobi kama sijapata haki yangu. Kama nitakaa 1 wiki kwa hii gari na wala siendi. Naendelea sistaili. Siendi. Tunaenda huko. Hata mkitunyima nini ya kukaa, tuendi. Mimi wala siwezi enda. Nikakae wapi na watoto wangu? Nikakae wapi?
Mwaka mzima kila
kitu ya kukula. Saa zingine unasijaibu kumpe ati mtoto anaisija. Mimi kazi iliza nikitafutia huyu alikuwa juzi, huyu ni mzaa alizaa juzi. Mtoto hajafikisha miezi 2 na niko na mtoto mwingine. Hiyo nayo hapana. Then nilisimama kwa koti nikasitizia bwana yangu hiyo statement bwana ilitolewa juzi. Alikuja kulifanyia hivi hata niitisie bwana yangu statement. Kwa nini? Atukue pia huyu aweke hapo.
The young people of Kenya, the Gen Zs, have been very vocal and holding the government accountable. But it clearly seems like the government has tried abductions and even worse, killing to shut down the young people, to shut down the Gen Zs, but it has all failed miserably. Force will not work on the young people. What we want is accountability, good governance, and a better future for this country. Listen to what Kevin Ayodi had to say.
But I want to tell the government one thing. They have tried abductions, they have tried all this killing of the young people. Has anything changed? No, nothing has changed. Okay. So what are we saying? We are saying that the force does not work with these young people. Can we try to figure out something that we can use to make these young people behave? Right now we are seeing when you attack them, the more they become disobedient. Okay. They start coming up with cartoons and everything that upsets you. So what does that show you? Let's come up with an alternative way to see how we can calm down these young people. Because if this behavior continues, like she said, when the police comes maybe to arrest someone, these people will come and burn the cars and do everything. We don't want to get to that point.
It has started already.
Yes, it has already started.
People, when they say anyone trying to be arrested,
exactly,
they call it abduction.
And you know how police behave. So if such a fight starts between the police and the citizens, that's when they start shooting people to defend themselves, to defend their own. So we don't want to go to this stage whereby now the citizens decide to torture police vehicles, resisting
defend
arrest,
themselves.
actually resisting legal arrest, thinking that it's abduction. So what we are saying is that let this government come up with strategies whereby they can listen to the views of Gen Zs, because they have demonstrated that when Gen Z speak something negative, they get it. That's why you see they speak the funeral. But when they are criticizing something useful, they tell you, we don't want this in the finance bill, we don't want this, we don't want. They don't hear that. They don't. In fact, yes.
So Kenyans, do you think it's high time that the President of Kenya, William Ruto, should be arrested and charged for all these happenings that is taking place in this country? Listen to what Jeremiah Kayoni had to say about this.
It's been confirmed here by Muturi that the abductions were really under his command, because he's the one who made the call and the young man was released. So if your son or daughter is released and you cannot get hold of William Ruto, what does that mean to us? We are on our own. When we have the likes of Sudi, Kamket, Kimani Ichung'wah, and Farah Marin, allowing the utterances that we have heard from their mouths in the presence of William Ruto, and to the amusement of him, William Ruto, kwa sababu yeye ndio alikuwa anapiga makofi kuliko wananchi wanapotukana watu. It means that the center is not holding, and we as Kenyans must heed the call that has been made by our leader, and we must prepare to do what the South Africans the people of South Korea have done. It is time for us to go and arrest William Samoei Ruto from State House, because we are on our own. Hakuna kitu kingine tunagojea, na hakuna Mkenya anagojea kuambiwa Ruto ni mbaya. Wanajua ni mbaya kuliko wewe mwenyewe. Hakuna jambo unaweza sema kwamba anaweza saidia sisi nalo. It is upon us to organize ourselves and get Ruto home. As leaders, na sisi wote wa Kenya.
Kenyans, abductions have become a national crisis, and different people are using different forums like churches to speak against abductions in Kenya. Let's take a look at this.
You know, when Vika was talking about abductions, because this is something that has also disturbed me a lot as a parent, as a Kenyan, as a brother. But no, I just thought about it and said, the people who are planning it and even executing it, you know, there are people who could be in our neighborhoods. There are people who live amongst us. Some of them are relatives, friends. Some even come to church on Sunday, and as they walk out, they've just abducted. I mean, that's how sad it is, causing so much pain and grief among families. You can imagine if it's your child who has been abducted. Then the people who are responsible, they throw it back to us and say, we as parents are the ones to blame, you know. Somebody causes it, then they are blaming you. Yet we know that the same people who are saying that our children are indisciplined are the ones who are indisciplined, they are the ones who are stealing, causing so much mayhem in the country. So even as we continue praying, let's pray for this dark, evil spirit in them to be exorcised.
Even a man from Kisumu had a very strong message to the President of Kenya about what is currently taking place in this country. Just listen to what he had to say.
President Ruto, uwache kukua peti. We have so many things unafaa udeal nazo. Wachana na vitu vyenye MCA anafaa fuatilie kijijini. You are bigger than this thing. Show your wisdom kulingana na uwezo uliopatiwa na Mwenyezi Mungu wa kukaa mahali ulipo. Kulingana na mimi, story na abduction haifai. Iwapo kuna makosa mtu amefanya, kuna protocol inafaa ifuatiliwe ili haki ipatikane. Dan kushika mtu, uende umtese, umuue, wazazi wamemsomesha. Sasa mtoto wa miaka 20, Ruto ako na miaka 60. Tofauti yenu ni gani kama mnafanya kitu inafanana? Kulingana na mimi, you are a parent, you are a leader, and you are a president. Fanya vitu kulingana na umri wako na hekima yako.
Even some politicians are not safe from abduction. Justin Muturi, who is the Public Service Cabinet Secretary, he went to Kilimani police station to record a statement regarding the abduction of his son during the anti-government protest in June 2024.
So Nuruddin Haji calls in Muturi to make a statement about his son, and Muturi ends up exposing all of them. Kwani, I think these guys are possessed. At this point, They're making such blunders, such childish blunders, kindergarten blunders. The blunders you make in training school and you get like a D or an F or an E minus. Because what the hell? Now we know they're behind the abductions. And I'm telling you, family, the only thing Nabi's government cares about is their international reputation. And they don't realize, because of the way they behave, Nairobi is the center of the spy world. There's so many spies from all over just roaming in Nairobi. So they're not relying on PR stunts. They're getting the information qua ground. So what is the game plan?
While Justin Muturi, the Public Service Cabinet Secretary, was writing his statement at Kilimani Police Station, he came out and said that Noordin Haji was responsible for his son's abduction. Later on, Raila Amolo Odinga, the former Prime Minister of Kenya, he said that Noordin Haji is a huge threat to justice, rule of law and accountability. Just listen to this.
Kenya Kwanza regime is hell-bent on proceeding to unilaterally and single-handedly reconstitute the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. This comes against the backdrop of the earlier illegal forcing out of 4 commissioners who disagreed with Mr. Fuller Chebukati over the presidential election results. A biased and partisan IEBC is being put in place. Kenyans know what such a commission has done to this country before.
After Justin Muturi wrote his statement and revealed the dirty secrets that is currently taking place in this country, some politicians were not happy. Like Member of Parliament, Aldai Member of Parliament Marianne Kitany, she went on to threaten Justin Muturi, saying that she will move a censure motion against him in Parliament.
Kama mtoto alikuwa abducted, alafu akareleasiwa, kuna kitu inaitwangwa kwenda kuripoti kwa police station. Kutoka hiyo miezi 6 tangu siku hiyo aliyekuwa abducted na kurudishwa paka saa hii hujaenda kuripoti kwa police station. Unataka nani akufanyie hiyo kazi? You are the minister for public, meaning watu wote in short wana report kwako. Ukikuja kwa media kutuambia kwa press na wewe ndio minister ya watu, hiyo ni kusema nini? Si umekosa kazi yako? Umeshindwa na kazi? So bado unafanya nini kwa hiyo ofisi? Wewe ujiuzulu, kuja ongea huku nje kama raia mwema. Ushike microphone kama raia mwema ukiongelesha ukigonga hiyo serikali. Lakini huwezi gonga serikali ukiwa ndani yake. Haiwezekani. Kama huwezi heshimu serikali yenye unaifanyia kazi. Mimi kama mjumbe kazi yangu ni kitu inaitwa oversight. Ninakuambia wewe ujiuzulu, na usipojiuzulu mimi nitapeleka motion bunge ya kusensha wewe.
Apart from Aldai Member of Parliament Marianne Kitany threatening Justin Muturi, even Sylvanus Osoro was not left behind. He came and gave Justin Muturi 10 days. It's either to resign, apologize or be impeached. Just listen to this.
Justin Muturi, ile kiboko tulipiga Gachagua ndio inakuja kwako. You resign ama nikutoe. Vile tuna resume bunge because tuko na siku 14 ndio tu resume bunge. Justin Muturi, you have 3 options. Ya kwanza resign. Ya pili apologize to ignore your maneno. Ya tatu we impeach you. Tuna collect signatures uende nyumbani. You cannot serve the government of Kenya yenye unalima kila siku. Ati yo maneno namna hii. Sani yako anashikwa akifanya ukora, unasema ni abduction. Na wewe sani yako alipatikana kwa bar na vitu zingine za kufuta sijui nini akashikwa. Fundisha mtoto wako maadili bwana. Wacha ajipange pole pole. It can't be that the only people complaining are from one region. It can't be. Mpaka ma CSS mumongezewa. Leo vetting inafanywa ya CSS kutoka mlima. Na sisi tumenyamaza tu. Unafikiria tuko happy?
Despite Kenyans, despite Justin Muturi's son being abducted and also being threatened that he's going to be impeached in Parliament, let's listen to the response of the Public Service Cabinet Secretary Justin Muturi.
I would just say bring it on. At my age, I'm not the kind of person to to respond to some of it is really very perfunctory statement made by fairly inexperienced politicians. I think they're not worthy my response. So if anybody thinks that I don't know what I'm doing, then they are up for a rude shock.
Many Kenyans are asking themselves, why did Justin Muturi take 6 months, 6 good months to make this issue public? And how was he trying to solve it? Listen to this.
Na hiyo kulikuwa na hizo habari kwamba mtoto wa Justin Muturi alitekwa nyara. Na ilikuwa ukweli, sio uongo. Lakini ile kitu ambayo watu wanajiuliza, mbona imemchukua miezi 6 kuongea? Mbona imemchukua miezi 6? Lakini ukisoma vizuri hiyo statement yake, yeye anasema kwamba hiyo muda yote alikuwa anajaribu kuuliza maswali ndani ya serikali, kuuliza wahusika ili apate majibu. Kulingana na mimi naona ni kwamba vile anavyoeleza ni kwamba alikuwa anataka kuresolve hiyo issue internally, but like there was no cooperation from those who are concerned. Ndio imemchukua hii muda baada yeye kukosa kupata majibu akaona aongee. Mimi kulingana na mimi sioni siasa hapo, ingawaje pia hiyo kitu inaweza kuwa kwamba Justin Muturi anataka kuitumia kisiasa kwa sababu hajajiuzulu. Nafikiri anangoja rais amfute, kwa sababu rais akimfuta atapata some sympathy kutoka kwa watu wake huko Embu. Nafikiri hiyo ndio kitu anataka kuvuna kidogo kisiasa kutoka kwa hili swala, ingawaje aliadhirika. Hivyo ndio mimi ninaona.
Kenyans, remember Justin Muturi, this is a minister serving in the government, talking about abduction, also giving his own experience. So I'm just asking myself, like if a minister, a man who is serving in the government, can be a victim of abductions, what about you?
The headlines in all our papers today are Justin Muturi. All, including Business Daily. And what he said, this is a minister serving in a government talking about abductions and giving his own experience. We raised that issue here in the newspaper hour and we asked, why now? He was Attorney General. At the time his son was abducted. The son was released 6 months plus down the line. We now hear him. So is it a convenient time? And was it that in a previous time it wasn't convenient for him to speak about these things? Now, everyone and their uncle and cousin and grandmother have spoken on the subject of abductions, including our relatives from outside this country and outside our borders. It's an issue that young people have raised, civil society have raised. It has flooded the so-called media, social media spaces. It is everywhere. So one could argue he has come into the conversation, we hear him, but he has come into the conversation when people have been having it for a very long time. That's why the subject of, is it a convenient time? Not to diminish that he has spoken. No. Not to diminish that his son was abducted and he and the family must have gone through some serious turmoil. That's not it. The question of why now is what we were asking. Why now? Why didn't he speak earlier? And remember, you're talking about a subject matter that people have unrelentingly spoken about. Even today they speak about it. They speak about it every single day.
Despite says Muturi taking 6 good months to reveal his son's abductions, his sentiments must not be taken lightly, and he's passing a very crucial message. Like, abduction has been a daily occurrence in the Republic of Kenya. And let me tell you, Kenyans, it is time to fight back. Just listen to this.
When a system or a government subjects the masses through what you call political oppression, social degradation, and economic exploitation, the only option is resistance. As in, let me tell you, not unless those 3 things are taken keen into, we will always go into the same cycle of violence, of mistrust from the citizens, of misunderstandings between the citizens and the government, and it won't end there. But the worst thing is, growth is a gradual process. If you look at what we were discussing 2 years ago on what might come and what is happening today, it's growing by the day. Now look at this issue you're talking about today. You're talking of abductions. Now today we're just seeing there's a video trending where a police officer was arresting someone in Nakuru.
Yeah.
And now the citizens are saying, hey, huyu hamumchukui.
Yes. Yeah.
And let me tell you, what happens is when you have a government, when you have top leaderships in a country who don't follow the rule of law, then how do you expect the normal citizens to follow the rule of law?
Yeah.
So we are going down that road of lawlessness. It's seriously and honestly sad, yeah? To an extent where you see a very senior government official like the former Attorney General, who is a sitting cabinet secretary, state clearly in a press conference yesterday that even his son was abducted.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
he sits in what we call the National Security Governing Security Committee.
Yeah.
That is the senior most security organ in the country. That is where all the critical decisions are made. And the people who sit there are very few top people: the president, the deputy president, the director of National Intelligence Service, the director of the police IG, the attorney general. Very few selected top security people in the country. And he says he could not be able to ascertain who had abducted his child.
And talking more about abductions, Thika Road was blocked at Ruiru after a body was found inside a river. And the demonstrators were saying that this body is a victim. It's a victim of abductions. Let's take a look at how things unfolded. A senior counsel and a former member of parliament, Abdikadir Mohani, he discussed and gave his honest opinion on why the Gen Zs are being abducted in Kenya. Just listen to what he had to say.
The only difference now is that the Gen Z are engaged and that the Gen Z are the target. The reason why they are target, we all know, is because they have become politically active.
Yeah.
Which is why it's absolutely no-brainer who is behind the abductions. And to be straight, it's the government of Kenya. That is government operatives who are behind this. There's zero doubt about that. But the reason why they are the target now is because they are doing important stuff. If they were worried about their Instagram stuff and nobody would bother with them, nobody would abduct them. They are doing important stuff, and the abductions is to scare them off. The reason why they are being targeted is because they are doing important work. And because they are the ones who are engaged, I can assure you the government is very scared right now. And the pushback is very important. Even that guy who you said don't do it.
The fact that he's saying don't do it.
3 years ago, nobody, they would stop at the middle of the streets and people will pick somebody and nobody would bother. In fact, if anything, they would help do that stuff. So I think absolutely they are doing a great job. You said it's the evolution. We have to continue evolving to the point, because between me and you, it's actually stupid for whoever thinks that kidnapping people or killing people solve anything.
This abduction issue in Kenya has now gone internationally. Even the BBC, they decided to make a story about abductions in Kenya. Let's take a look at their version of the story.
Since June 2024, young people in Kenya critical of the government have gone missing. The Kenya Human Rights Commission says more than 80 people have been abducted in the last 6 months, with 24 still missing.
Some even say that they were waterboarded, hit with whips, punched, kicked. It was full scale of torture. They say they were security agencies because the line of questioning related to what the government appeared to be afraid of. So they were being asked, for example, who is funding your protest? Why are you protesting?
24-year-old Billy Mwangi is one of the people who went missing. He returned home 15 days after he was abducted from a barber shop by hooded men in unmarked vehicles.
When you hear your son was forcefully burdened into a car, you start now getting worried, because I remember when the mother got news, she collapsed. The boy has not shared a lot. When he came, he was not his real self. And as we speak, he's still healing from that shock.
The abductions started in June 2024 after a nationwide protest led by young people against proposed tax hikes, corruption, and poor governance.
The reason for abduction is simple. The government is afraid of accountability. The government is afraid of responding to critical questions that Kenyans have been asking.
I haven't authoritatively confirmed that it is the government who abducted that boy, but investigations are still ongoing. The abductors, I think they are trained, they are skilled, but I can assure you he was not abducted by any ordinary person.
The Kenya government has denied any involvement in the abductions. Kenya's head of police and the director of criminal investigations have twice ignored court summons to explain the abductions. For Billy, the road to recovery begins.
Billy is a young man who is so disciplined, and as at now, he has not restored that picture of himself. So he's still healing, let me say so.
The abductions have caused outrage across the country. Parents and activists say they will continue to campaign until all are released.
Another member of parliament by the name of Kiare John, we all remember him during the Gen Z protests. He came out and said that those images that you're seeing on the internet are photoshopped. This member of parliament, this politician, has come back again with another bombshell. He has made a very reckless and careless statement about abductions in Kenya. Just listen to what he had to say.
Yes, there are issues that could be pointing a finger at the police. In the same breath, there are people who have been reported and sensationalized online for a whole weekend, only to turn up that they had traveled to a different county or a different town to go and see a boyfriend or a girlfriend, which is also a fact. But the point I wanted to make was beyond
What is
that.
factual about that?
Yeah?
What is factual about traveling to see their boyfriends or girlfriends?
But they had been reported as missing.
Who?
And we had even cases where we had people who were even sensationalized on social media that this is a massive missing person, and it was mistaken to be a case of abduction.
What is the?
And you even reported.
What is the
it on media.
example?
Well, there is a lady who disappeared for an entire weekend, and it turned out that they had gone to see a boyfriend in a city that was different from where they live.
Is that what she recorded with the DCI?
Is what is that? I have no idea what she has reported.
So why are you
with the
pointing
DCI.
that out as an example?
Okay, let's give them.
Even our own soldiers are having a hard time, Kenyans. Like some of them have been taken to Somalia and other countries to fight terrorism under harsh conditions. One Kenyan soldier who went to Somalia to fight, then he was captured. And he was captured for a quite number of years and was never released. Just listen to this sad story.
Mimi ni mfungo wa kivita, niko mkononi mwa Al-Shabaab.
So that initially looked like just another propaganda video by the Al-Shabaab. But now the family of Abdullahi Issa Ibrahim has reached out to me and confirmed that that is their dad. Wanaomba hiyo video ende viral. Why? Now, walikuwa initially budao amededi hadi wakafanya burial. Kwa nini? Now allegedly the military guys have a rule that if a soldier goes missing for over 5 years anakuwa declared dead. But jana, out of nowhere, on a random TikTok page, wanaona budao akisema mazejo mi bado niko Somalia, nimeshikwa, and if possible the Kenyan government should come for me. They are now asking the public to make that video go viral. This is the page in the video eco. If you get the right people, so that their dad can come back home.
So Kenyans, do you think that all systems in Kenya have already collapsed? And do you think that the men and women who should be protecting the people of Kenya and fighting and seeking justice have turned their backs on the people? Let's listen to what Ismbanya had to say.
The image of DCI in this country has completely gone to the dogs. Completely. It will take a miracle to have, that entire system cleansed. I don't know what manner of corruption got in there. They use our officers as abductors, as kidnappers. Unasikia even at the highest level. mtoto wa Justin Muturi. Wenye walipanga walikuwa huko juu. These high ranking officers at the DCI branch. My God. Where are we headed as a country? Manzi Ruto ameharibu every system in this country. He found working systems. All of them are corrupted to the core right now. I don't think we have one working system we can trust in this country. In less than 2 years, under just 2 years, everything gone.
If you dig deeper and ask yourself, what is the actual reason for abductions in Kenya? Because this is getting out of hand. Like, we cannot keep on losing our people. We cannot keep on losing the Gen Zs being abducted. And some of them, their bodies are found in rivers. For how long? Listen to what the villager 254 had to say about this.
By the way, did you sit for a moment and think why the government and all politicians are against the Gen Zs and the millennials? Let me give you facts. Number one, we've always been told that the leadership of tomorrow is belongs to the youth. Now, the people we had planned to rule them for 100 years have suddenly woken up and they can no longer be ruled by us. Therefore, we want them to lie low like an envelope and they allow us to rule them. Apparently, the Gen Z and the millennials are taking up leadership, and this is the biggest problem that Ruto never anticipated and his political charlatans never anticipated. Now, this is the problem. The youth are taking over.
Unlike the Dadaab Member of Parliament, Farah Maalim, who said that if he was given power, he would have killed 5,000 Gen Zs. Another traitor, another betrayer, another backstabber by the name of Kasabwel Makore, he came out again to abuse Kenyans. And just listen to what this, just take a look.
Kenyans are such an indisciplined lot. One, they come for protests late. Two, they don't want to take accountability. But they don't want you to take charge either. This thing requires discipline. It requires total commitment. It requires, people just love typing this, that it requires eternal vigilance.
Apart from the Tanzanian activist by the name of Maria Sarungi Tsehai, who she was abducted in Kenya just recently. Do you guys remember when Kiza Besigye, a high-ranking politician from Uganda, was abducted in Kenya and taken back to Uganda? Like, if a high-ranking official, government official, a politician or an activist can be abducted in Kenya, do you think that you are safe? Do you think that we are safe in this country? And so many other people have been abducted. Foreigners who are seeking asylum in this country, seeking refuge in this country, that are being abducted, and some of them, they end up losing their lives. Let's listen to Yvonne Okwara's take.
So you want to tell me that Ugandan security officials had the knowledge that Kiza Besigye was walking around in Nairobi, particularly in the Riverside area, dangerously armed. Not only were they aware of this, they trailed him and then arrested him in Kenya and transported him across the border, only to be presented before a Ugandan military court. All of this without the Kenyan government knowing what the Ugandan sleuths were up to? Wow. So what else are they doing in this country that we may not be aware of? In fact, might there be any other foreign security officials or mercenaries, for that matter, wandering about here like children in a plantation looking to pick guavas to eat? Further, assuming that this information may have some merit, isn't this a Kenyan territorial issue? A dangerously armed man is in the country. Isn't that a matter for us to deal with? To be specific, seeing as he was supposedly found somewhere around Riverside in Nairobi, shouldn't that be a matter for the Kilimani Police Division to deal with? I imagine it would be the Kilimani Division police officers to conduct the investigation and the arrest, present him in a Kenyan court, and then inform Uganda that they're holding their national. Folks, this whole incident smells off. And this is because this is not the first incident of this nature that we've witnessed in the country. You see, exactly 1 month ago, the Kenyan government abandoned the principle of non-refoulement when 4 Turkish nationals were abducted and deported back to their country. The Foreign Affairs Ministry says this was at the request of the Turkish government for the 4 individuals who had been recognized by the UN as refugees. To boot, Kenya adopted a Pontius Pilate stance, saying they did not want to get involved in the affairs of another country. That's not all. Remember Ethiopian national Samson Tekla Michael, who was abducted and has been missing in this country for 3 years now? And don't forget that in August 2022, or later in that year, Pakistani journalist Arshad Sharif fled his country, sought refuge in Kenya, following death threats over his reporting on corruption. How wrong he was. He was shot and killed in Kajiado County. These incidents do not bode well for Kenya's territorial integrity. They erode our standing in the eyes of the international community. All of this, by the way, even as Kenyans themselves get abducted within their own country. If we're not careful, Kenya could soon be known as the abduction capital of the world. That's my take.
Do you guys remember these photos of the president which has been trending on the internet? It seems like the politicians, the government, they don't understand the real and true meaning and definition of these photos. And if you also don't understand the meaning, just listen to this.
We have seen people who have been told not to do this and they are doing that. Why? Because Kenya has become like a rehabilitation to everyone. We have seen people, like we saw the president, saying that we were not supposed to post those things that we have posted. But let me tell you, we are not burying the president. We are only burying the character in him. We are burying the bad characters that are happening in our government. We have seen people who have been abducted. We have seen people who have been going through a lot of problems in Kenya.
This case shows you that the politicians are afraid of this.
In the book of Paul, Paul said that it's better the day you die as a good man than the day you are born. Are we together? Just go and look in history. All dictators in the world, you can tell them anything. You can tell them stop Adani, they will close their ears. You can tell them we don't want vaccination, they will close their ears. You can tell them we don't want finance bill, they will close their ears and wacheni porojo, and they will tell you wacheni porojo. But dare tell the dictators that they are going to die. That is the worst thing you'll ever tell a dictator.
This issue has gotten so serious in Kenya. Even one Kenyan man is urging the Kenyans in diaspora to take action.
This one is for Kenyans in the diaspora. Tafadhalini, wherever you are, whether it's UK, Europe, USA, guys, we have groups, we have WhatsApp groups. Let's unite. Tushirikiane, let us brainstorm, let tuchange, let's do all we can to make sure that this brutal dictator by the name William Samoei Ruto, we get rid of him within the shortest time possible. God bless you all. God bless Kenya.
Despite the challenges that Kenyans are facing each and every day, the people are still injecting, and they're injecting mercilessly, and they're injecting in different forms, fighting for good governance and a better future for this country. Take a look at some of these kids from Kenyans who are remaking and reacting the abductions scenes.
But
no, I'm not taking any questions.
Someone is literally
Who's abducting people?
These police are taking.
No, there's no police abduction. What do you mean? Abel, just tell her that you're not the police. What does she mean? No, this is not the police. This is the NIS.
What is what?
Burkina Faso ya noma san ya sida Faso noma. Burkina Faso ya noma san ya sida Faso ya na tenga noma
Kasongo yeye Mombali nanga Kasongo mbona wewe Songa
Thank you so much for joining us on today's show. I'm your host, Elvis Derry. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
They're coming for you.
The problem is not the citizens of Kenya. The problem is the leadership.
From Ruto's new abduction squad.
In early 2023, he re-established a similar unit.
To City Mortuary becoming a crime scene.
There is a body tagged 2360, which even the morgue operators are unable to say where that body is.
Was Raymond Otieno murdered?
Was murdered, and these people who murdered Raymond are well known.
Is the state responsible?
Mnafanya abductions, watu wanapatikana City Mortuary. Wale walishikwa huko ni Mlolongo ama ni wapi? Walipatikana mortuary wakiwa mortuary, and they are believed to be abducted by the same forces.
We are coming for you.
Kenyan police were arrested or literally abducted by the Ugandan police.
Hello, how are you? Welcome back to ShowNewTrend. I'm Yusuf today and my name is Elvis Dairy. Abductions has been a daily occurrence in the Republic of Kenya, and Kenyans are tired of hearing their brothers and sisters have been abducted, their mothers and fathers, their neighbors, and some of them they end up being found dead. So Kenyans, who is responsible for abductions in this country called Kenya? Listen to what Free Kenya Movement Chairman Bob Njagi had to say about this.
First, I want to confirm and say it here on live TV that I do believe that it is the state that is responsible for our abductions, without any iota of doubt. The handcuffs that I was put on my hands for 32 days, the handcuff number was 11DC 1892. That's a handcuff number. 11DC 1892. That's the number of my handcuffs. Okay, it's only the state that has these instruments that can be used to incarcerate somebody. All right. Since our release from abduction, we've not been asked by the state to be investigated. We've not been asked by the DCI to go and record statements for investigations. If there is other people outside the state that are abducting people, then the state has the instruments of investigating to find out who then abducted us. I was not abducted alone. On the same day I was abducted, there were two other gentlemen in the same fashion that were abducted in Kitengela. That is Aslam and Jamil Longton. And we happened again to be released on the same day. This is after the Inspector General of Police had been found in contempt of court for having not, presented himself to court for 7 times. The same thing is happening with the new Inspector General.
I'm just wondering, where are we heading to as a country, Kenyans? Raymond Otieno, who was very vocal in the political arena, fighting for good governance and a better future for this country, he was murdered in Nakuru County in cold blood. Let's listen to what Honorable Babu Owino had to say about this case.
On this matter of Raymond Otieno, I want to state that Raymond was murdered, and these people who murdered Raymond are well known. Before Raymond's death, Raymond on several occasions posted on his Facebook handle, social media, posted on his WhatsApp groups within Molo, Nakuru County, that his life was in danger. Raymond was attacked in November, around 23rd day of November 2024. Raymond registered a complaint, had a P3, filled a P3 for action. The police failed to act on the P3. The police failed to arrest those who attacked Raymond, and Raymond stated clearly that he knew them. Raymond stated clearly that he was being threatened by the area member of parliament, Kimani Kuria, and he stated, and there are those screenshots, and even on his social media handle, and even the wife came out and talked clearly, having known those who were threatening Raymond. Why can't the police act on those who attacked Raymond, on those who killed Raymond? Yet they know very well the person who killed Raymond.
A government pathologist by the name of Johansen Odwor, he came out to reveal some disturbing information on how Molo activist Richard Otieno was brutally murdered. Kenyans, just listen to this.
The late Richard had several severe injuries. There were multiple slash wounds on the back of the head, which led to fracture of the skull and the extensive bleeding of the brain. There were also some slash wounds on the frontal area of the skull, though this one did not fracture the brain, the skull, and there were also bruises on the face. What also we found was also more bruises on the arms, which looked like someone who was trying to defend himself. So from these findings, we can say that the late Richard died as a result of severe head injury, which was caused by a sharp object, which could either be a panga or an axe, which was used severally on the head. We've taken some samples for analysis because you know that Lockhart principle say that when two people meet in a violent way, there's exchange in DNA material. So there's some samples we've taken from the body, which can help us see whether we can apprehend people who did it, their fingernails for DNA. We're also taking samples for toxicological analysis to find out if there's something which was given to him to slow him down prior to him meeting the assailants at the place where he was.
I am thus speechless and shocked after hearing what government pathologist Johansen Odwor has said about this case. This is very barbaric and very inhumane. Kenyans, I'm just wondering, is this the country, is this the future that the Kenya Kwanza government promised the people of Kenya during campaigns? Many Kenyans have accused Molo Member of Parliament Kuria Kimani for taking part in Richard Otieno's death. But Molo MP Kuria Kimani has also come forward and promised the Kenyan people that Richard Otieno will get justice. I'm just wondering, will justice be served? Listen to this.
May I assure that my constituencies that I have been in communication with the Rift Valley Regional Criminal Investigation Officer, the Nakuru security team, and the Molo security operators, demanding that there should be expeditious investigations into this. And whoever is involved, and I repeat, whoever is involved must and should be brought to justice.
5 suspects who were implicated in the murder, in the gruesome murder of Richard Otieno, Molo human rights activists, were arrested. And Nakuru court has granted police 21 more days to hold the suspects until the conclusion of the investigation. So Kenyans, take a look at the faces of the murderers, of the suspects who were arrested in Nakuru court.
For the state.
Yes.
Your Honor, we are seeking for 30 days to enable us conclude the investigations into this matter. The investigations will involve collection of Safaricom data. We are yet to record statements of crucial witnesses. Post-mortem is also yet to be conducted. Or it has been conducted. We are awaiting samples that were taken to the government chemist analyst. We are yet to receive that report.
As the investigations continue, Molo residents, they turned up massively in large numbers in Siaya County to bury their comrade, Molo activist Richard Otieno, also known as the Molo president. Take a look.
Watu wa Siaya, sisi hatujui kuandamana, lakini tuliandamana. Warudisha mkono. Hiyo maneno wanafanyaga ya tochi, ya nini, waende wafanye mambo hayo, tujue hao ni ya kina nani. Sisi kule Elbago tunajipanga na nyuki. Na hivi karibuni mtaona matokeo. Kwa sababu leo ni Richard, kesho ni wewe, kesho ni mimi. Haki ya Richard lazima ipatikane. Tunasema hivi, Richard, tafadhali, don't rest in peace. Haki yako ipatikane, mapambano bado yako.
In Mombasa County, things were boiling. The judges there went on to call for a press briefing, calling to an end to abduction, urging for citizen action towards this mass murder of unarmed civilians, disobedience of court orders, and also subversion of the constitution of Kenya by the rogue regime. Take a look.
Tumeungana pamoja na Wakenya wote nchini kukemea na kupinga na kuonya ubaradhuli na ubepari ambao unaendelea nchini. Hali ambayo iliyoko sahihi kulingana na haki za kibinadamu ni hali ya kutisha, ni hali ya kusikitisha na ni hali ya kutamausha. Vijana wanauliwa left, right and center. Leo kama mwanaharakati kuzungumza, it is like signing a death sentence. Kenya leo, there is violations of human rights of the highest order. We lack a vocabulary to describe this. Wanaharakati tunanyanyaswa, wanaharakati tunatishwa, wanaharakati tunapigwa, wanaharakati hatuna uhuru wa kusema jambo lolote. Hivi hapa tulivyosimama, hata tunaogopa tunaweza kushikwa tukaambiwa this is unlawful assembly. Tunasema hali hii ikome, na sisi kama wanaharakati hatutatishwa. Sisi kama wanaharakati tunapinga mauaji ambayo yametokea Nairobi. We shall give them a 7-day notice and we shall serve them legally and appropriately. And we are calling upon all the Gen Zs in Mombasa County. When we call for action and demonstration, we want you to come out. This is your legal right constitutionally, na haufai kutishwa na mtu yoyote kwa sababu kuandamana ni haki yako.
Kenyans received heartbreaking news regarding the discovery of 2 dead bodies, that of Justus Mutumwa and Martin Mwau, who had gone missing since December 2024.
Kenyans, let's not forget Kitengela 4, who were brutally murdered after they were suspected to be livestock thieves. They were heading back home from a birthday party, and none of their motorbikes developed a problem. So while they were fixing their motorbike, some guards descended on them and beating them to death. And I'm just wondering, who gave you the power to take somebody's life? Who gave you the power to kill? Is there not a police station around there where you can take them and they get charged or booked? Let's take a look.
The family of 2 brothers, Frederick Mureithi Wanjiru and Victor Mwangi Wanjiru, arrived at the city mortuary for the second time this week. They were here on Monday to identify bodies of their loved ones who went missing on Saturday last week. Thursday morning, they assembled here yet again for a post-mortem examination, and the results revealed the gory details of the attack.
Post-mortem inasema ni kuchapwa ijare kidogo ya mwili halafu na kudugwa na chapo object. Lakini mimi nilikuwa huku nikaona hiyo mili vile imeuliwa kwangu, vile niliona hao watu walikuwa wamedugwa na kitu chapo hapa. Shimo ilikuwa kubwa, imeingia badani kwa ubongo.
The distraught family narrating the Saturday incident that occurred a day after the 4 friends reportedly left their homes in Syokimau, riding their sports bikes to celebrate the birthday of one of them, 25-year-old Victor Mwangi Wanjiru.
Kenya is becoming a lawless country that even killing, murder has been normalized. Those guards who killed the Kitengela 4, they should be arrested and charged and locked away for good. We cannot have murderers walking among us. Chief Justice Martha Koome, she now pretends to condemn President William Ruto over the abductions, as the number of those who have been killed is rising day by day. Take a look.
I, as a mother, and now as a grandmother, I put myself in the shoes
of that parent whose child was abducted, and for days on, months on, they do not know where their child is. What I have to say as the Chief Justice is that Kenya is a country of the rule of law. We have the Constitution, we have other statutes, the Penal Code, the Criminal Procedure Code, which define every crime.
As the number of abductions and murder rises day by day in Kenya, if I may ask you, do you think that President William Ruto has an abduction squad, and even worse, a killer squad that is freely operating in Kenya without repercussions? Listen to this.
After Ruto disbanded SSU in early 2023, he re-established a similar unit within DCI. Retained some people from the SSU and recruited others. Those were people being recruited for a new unit that replaced SSU. It is called Operation Support Unit. So Operation Support Unit is the one which replaced SSU, and it is doing exactly what SSU used to do.
This has been so normalized that even armed men using fake number plates walking around, they can simply just abduct a Kenyan citizen if they want to. Like Kenyans, it is time for us to raise our voices. Let's put an end to these extrajudicial killings and enforce disappearances in the Republic of Kenya. Listen to what activist Hussein Khalid had to say about the Mlolongo 4.
We have the 4 families. Just to clarify, Mlolongo, it's Mlolongo 4, not Mlolongo 3. These 4 who were abducted, they all know each other. They were actually friends. So 3 of them were abducted on 17th, and then they came back and picked Mbisi, the 4th one, or the day after. So it's Mlolongo 4 colleagues, not Mlolongo 3. 2, Justus and Martin, their fingerprints were taken, and of course the message was sent to their rural home. As Wakili has said, that information came to light yesterday. The other 2, we have information that the other 2 might be here, but the morgue attendants have asked us for time because there are very many bodies. So they are trying to locate on those dates those 2 whose features might resemble these other 2 colleagues. But the 4 families are here together. We are hoping that once everything has been confirmed, then we'll move to the postmortem process. The bodies are not in very good shape. They appear to have been mutilated. Even you can't really tell from the look of the faces only, you can't really identify who they are. It's the fingerprints and probably the DNA.
A citizen TV journalist by the name of Odi Francis exposed that a body which was booked at City Mortuary alongside with other 2 Mlolongo victims went missing. This makes City Mortuary a crime scene. Just take a look.
I want to go on record so the country may know that actually there is a body that was brought here, and it's on the record, alongside the body tagged 2390. There is a body tagged 2360, which even the morgue operators are unable to say where that body is. It's on the record, but nobody knows where the body is.
Tumebaini kuwa tarehe 18 Disemba mwaka 2024 mwili uliopatikana eneo la Njiru ulifikishwa katika makafani ya City saa 11 jioni na maafisa kutoka kituo cha polisi cha Obama eneo la Kayole. Siku moja baadaye maafisa wa polisi kutoka kituo cha polisi cha Ruai wakafikisha mwili mwingine tarehe 19 saa 12 jioni, na baada ya dakika 50 mwili wa 3 ukafikishwa katika makafani hayo ya City saa 12 na dakika 50 na maafisa wa polisi kutoka kituo cha polisi cha Molem wakifikisha mwili ambao uliorodheshwa kupatikana mtaa wa Molem Dandora.
There's some collusion here between this institution and the police to hide bodies here, and victims who have been abducted, they too will be summoned to court. They will answer.
Like seriously, where are we heading to as a country? The Kenya government should be held accountable for the murders and the abductions that is taking place in our territory. A member of the Kenyan Senate by the name of Edwin Sifuna, he came out and said that Nairobi City Mortuary, its management and the county government are complicit in the abduction and killing of Kenyans. How is it the bodies of the men from Mlolongo have been there since December 18th And when families visited the facility, they couldn't find them. It is quite clear that the management is in cahoots with the abductors and they must be held accountable. Just listen to what the ground is saying.
Hii mambo ya kutuambia stories za jaba hapa Kenya, hakuna. Sisi mnafanya abductions, watu wanapatikana city mortuary. Wale walishikwa huko ni Mororongo ama ni wapi? Walipatikana mortuary wakiwa mortuary and they are believed to be abducted by the same forces. The same people that we pay with our own taxpayers money. And then wanachukua hawa watu wanaenda kutupa kuua watu wanapatikana mochari. Kama mliua Brian, mulete mwili tuone, tujuage kitendo yenye ilifanyika. Lakini msitufiche, msijifanye hapo ati nyinyi ni werevu sana. Hakuna werevu mko nayo. This time round tumetoka kwa hiyo level ya kubebagwa ufara na kubebwa ujinga. Kama DCI mjafanya kazi yenu, I will promise you, you are turning Kenya to be now. Yeah? Kama ile shughuli inafanyika huko Congo. Mutaona vile tutainuka kinyume na polisi. Because we cannot be watching ati mtu anabebwa alafu anadisappear.
Even our own police officers are not safe from abductions. Malaba border was closed after Kenyan police officers, they were abducted and repatriated to Kampala from our own Kenyan soil. Can you imagine that? Just listen to this.
Hii ndo hali ilipo pande ya Malaba. Mimi mwenyewe nazungumza, niko katikati ya mto pale juu ya bridge ile imegawanya Uganda na Kenya. Niko katikati ya hiyo bridge nikielekea pande ya Uganda. Vile mnapoona hakuna gari yote inafuka kuelekea Kenya, na pande hii nyingine ya Kenya mkiangalia hakuna gari yote inayofuka kuelekea pande ya Uganda. Hii ni kufuatia maneno ya jana yale yaliyosemwa kana kwamba kuna polisi wa Kenya alishikwa na polisi wa Uganda na wakampeleka anti Kampala. Jana walijaribu wakafunga boda kwa muda wa nusu saa, lakini baadaye wakashirikiana wakaona wafungue boda lakini wapeane masaa. Ikifika asubuhi ya leo kama huyo polisi hajaachiliwa, boda itafungwa mpaka ile siku huyo polisi ataachiliwa. Na ndiposa mnaona hali ilivyo.
How can the Kenyan government allow such treasonous acts by allowing foreign powers to perpetrate treasonous acts within our borders? But who are the Kenyan people? The Kenyan people decided to go and inject the occupied and they protested against the abduction of our Kenyan police officers. Later on, the police officers were released and the crowd, the masses, they cheered in support of our police officers. Just take a look. These stories of abductions and murder did not just start recently. It has been here for quite some time. Kenyans, do you remember a Kenyan billionaire by the name of Jacob Juma who was assassinated for turning into a whistleblower? Before his death, he said that President William Ruto is the one who is planning to take him out. Let's take a look at this.
The late Jacob Juma at 12:34 p.m. on the 10th of December 2015 tweeted, and I quote, "The person who is obsessed with plans to kill me is William Ruto. I know that my assassination was discussed on Tuesday." My question to you is, did you have anything to do with that? As the late Jacob Juma claimed, as Jirongo claimed, and why you?
Well, I think we lost Jacob Juma. That he would be best placed to respond to your question. And maybe you should look for some time, get Jirongo here, so that he can tell the country what he means. But I am sure as the sun is going to rise tomorrow, that the killers of Jacob Juma will be brought to book. I am hoping that they will be brought to book and they will be known. I want to tell you and to tell Kenyans and to tell the country that I have nothing to do with anything to do with the life or death of Jacob Juma.
Investigations are going on. Have the police questioned you since Jacob Juma directly?
When the police want a statement from me, I will give it freely. Any day, anytime, anywhere.
It is quite clear that President William Ruto cannot handle criticism, neither can he handle to be held accountable. Not unlike Raila Amolo Odinga, the former Prime Minister of Kenya, who has been in the political game for quite some time. He has been criticized for decades, but yet he has learned to know his boundaries. Listen to what Fanya Mambo Kinuthia had to say about this.
If there is a politician who has been insulted in this country, by the way, let me tell you, if Raila was a bad-hearted man, mimi sijui kama kuna mtu Kenya ametukanwa kuliko Raila. Raila has been called Kehe, he's been called uncircumcised, he's been called Mchawi. There is no word you can imagine that Raila has not been called. I have never had him send his boys to go and kill, abduct or mistreat the people who've called him names. Raila ameitwa Kimudu Kiguruki. He's been called all sorts of names, and I usually say hats off. I respect him for the fact that he has the thickest skin I have seen in Kenyan politics.
That is why he's Baba.
He has a strong aptitude. He can take up so much. I personally don't think I would have the strength to take up what Baba has taken in. He has really been demeaned and insulted, all in trying to help this country. When he keeps quiet, it's a problem. When he speaks, it's a problem. When he leaves the country, they have a problem that he has left. When he returns, they say, kwa nini amerudi? When he supports Ruto, it's a problem. When he leaves him alone, amenyamaza sana. So it's hard to be Baba. It's hard to be Baba.
The Law Society of Kenya, led by President Faith Odhiambo, have called for a nationwide condemnation of the abductions and the killings of the Gen Zs. Let's take a look.
And what that means that the abductions that are going on are either committed by some of the security operatives or with the connivance or sufferance of the security apparatus. And that must be called out. And it's not an excuse to say that, the Gen Zs or some of the people in Kenya have taken to, abusing social media. That is true. But there's no way an abuse in the social media can call for death. And that is why when Faith Odhiambo asked me yesterday, the other day, that the LSK is going to sue on behalf of all those who have been killed, either during the demonstrations or subsequently, I told her I will support that. And I'll be very glad to lead the team without any apology.
We need the National Police Service to give us tangible answers. You can't deny and say you don't know what is happening. It's not you who has arrested. It's not you who has abducted. And yet at the very same time, it's your same police officers who are saying they have found the body, yet you're saying you do not know. Or you need to tell us who is the person killing Kenyans. We need to stand firm as a nation and as a people. Our country is a beautiful country. We have beautiful laws. Let us bring life to those laws. Today I saw a clarification by IPOA saying that they have not said they cannot investigate. I hope they will show us by action. We have not seen any arrests arising from the Gen Z protest to the current abductions. Nothing is going on in our country.
Frequent abductions and killings have really affected the Kenyan people psychologically. And I'm just wondering, when will all this stop? Just take a look at this skit.
Wala tushike tumgote.
Walai. Imeweza.
Wewe Ken, ni sisi bana.
Kumbe ni nyinyi.
Wewe umeenda? Hebu usikia.
Wazee alikuwa dhaini gaba.
Utakuja unayepa wewe Ken. Wewe rudi.
Sawa, nakaa.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's show. I'm your host, Elvis Derry. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
5 Kenyan police were
arrested or literally abducted by the Ugandan police. We are coming for you.
From Muslims joining Catholics,
mimi nasema isiwe ni wa Catholic, hata viongozi wa kidini wote,
to Anglican Church on fire.
Separate yourself from William Ruto. That's the voice of God.
Is the end times near?
Kwa hivyo wakati nitamuita maandamano, mutoke. Tukisema haki,
Embu governor disrespecting voters.
Wanatoka kura tola kari tiatia. Embu tutiana kinyakau.
Anguka na. We are coming for you.
Hello, how are you? Welcome back to ShowNewTrend. I'm your host of today and my name is Elvis Deri. During the Gen Z protests, you all saw that the church was quiet, even though the young people who went to fight for the freedom of this country, they were being killed on the streets like animals. The church was silent, to the point where they went to meet the president in State House. But currently, I'm seeing like the church is starting to wake up and realizing their mistakes. The Catholic Archdiocese of Nairobi, they say that they will be no longer taking political donations from Nairobi Governor Sakaja and President William Ruto. And they released a statement, and this is what the statement said. The Catholic Church strongly discourages the use of church events such as fundraisers and gatherings as platforms for political self-promotion. Politicians are urged to refrain from turning the pulpit into a stage of politics. To be honest, they will have released this statement long time ago. Where were they when Rex Masai, the first comrade who was gunned down during the protests, where were they when the Gen Zs, Kenyan people were being abducted, killed and tortured? Where were they? Let us go all the way to the Anglican Church, where Jackson Olesapit decided to inject and sending a very strong message to Ruto and Raila. Listen to this.
This time I want to talk to the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Separate yourself from William Ruto. That's the voice of God. Separate yourself from William Ruto. I know you are a man very difficult to accept prophecies and even difficult to accept advice. You are a man that is strong-headed, and what you determine to do, nobody dissuades you. At times even God cannot dissuade you. It is upon you to take this or leave it. But you have time between now and next year, June, to separate yourself from William Ruto. What will come after that, don't blame anyone, blame yourself. That is the voice of God.
Birds of the same feathers flock together. There's no difference between Raila and Ruto. They are all the same. Even their names starts with the letter R. How can you put your hopes on somebody who already sold the country by supporting Adani? He went on and supported Adani Group taking over the JKIA International Airport in Nairobi.
I have therefore followed with a lot of interest the current debate surrounding the efforts to improve JKA, and our energy sector through PPP arrangements.
And do you know why Raila Amolo Odinga didn't hesitate to support Adani? Just listen to this.
It is very well choreographed.
He just came in. The process started.
You know, Adani is one of the big Indian companies. And Raila Odinga has admitted that he knew these companies up to 2010 when he was Prime Minister. And it was one of the companies sponsoring his campaign so that he becomes president in 2012.
Kenyans, this is what we call mchezo wa town. Even I know Henry the whistleblower who went to protest against the Adani deal. When we lose our fear, they lose their power. Churches are injecting left, right and center every day. A Catholic bishop decided that enough is enough and he called for protests. Listen to this.
Kwa hivyo wakati nitamuita maandamano mutokee. Tukisema haki na mimi ndio nitakuwa naongoza. Na tunaweza ingia State House. Wewe usicheze na sisi. Zote tunateseka, watu wanakufa hivyo bure kwa sababu matibabu imekuwa ipatika. Hii inaitwa anganisha na shia na wote. Si mnaikumbuka hiyo? Hata ieleweki ni gani. Na imekuwa shinda kubwa kwa watu. Na sasa wakaeleza. Na wakaambia kiongozi wetu kuna mambo mengi hawafurahii. Na uongo umekuwa mwingi katika nchi yetu. Watu wanaambiwa watafanyiwa hivi na wafanyiwi. Na hata sisi tunayaona na tunayapitia na ni sisi tuko pale. Tukiwaambia wanakuja wanatuambia nyinyi hamuna ukweli wa mambo yale mnasema.
Even clerics from Pentecostal churches, they were not left behind. They came out in large numbers to support the Catholic bishops who are talking and calling out the government for not being there for Kenyans, for disappointing Kenyans. Take a look.
Serikali yetu aweze kujali hata wananchi wake, maana kwa sasa hivi tuko na challenges hasa kwa ile card ya NHIF kurudishwa kuwa SHA. Imekuwa ni tatizo kubwa kwa wananchi wengi kwa sababu majina yao hayako mahali pale. Kwa hivyo ninaomba ya kwamba yaweze kutekelezwa kwa njia ambaye inastahili ili tuweze kufaidika katika hali ya kiafya.
The church stands for harmony of all the Kenyan people, and the church is the conscience of the nation. So whenever we speak on behalf of many Kenyan people, and we speak as the voice of the church. We would want to